Tell you what, years at drama school are not wasted, are they? Good morning, welcome to Sewing Quarter. Yes, something a little bit different this morning. We've got this coming up, brand new. Once I stop laughing at it, it's actually brilliant. It's actually brilliant. Magnifying, lovely lights, means that you can see everything that's going on at whatever angle you like. Angle it however. But it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. That's 10 o'clock. Yes. So great, you know, nice posture, all of that, and a magnifying glass wherever you need it, hands-free. Now we've got a beautiful bow bag coming up today as well. This is looking lovely. Yeah, actually, let's have a look at the menu. Let's have a look. Let's take a look at the whole thing. 8 a.m, miss it, miss out. We've got K Facet, we've got Moda, we've got all sorts in that hour. Then 9 a.m, Jenniffer's dress. We haven't looked at Jenniffer's dress yet, but it's really lovely. I kind of feel like we're getting ready for holidays and weddings and all that kind of thing, with really elegant, beautiful fabrics in a very stylish design. Brand new fabrics too. 10 a.m, must have tools, yes. The hands-free magnifier is on that show. Then 11 a.m. is the bow clutch bag, again with Jenniffer Taylor. So once you've got your dress for your weddings or your holes, we've got the bag to go with it. There. Beautiful. That'll look really nice, won't it? So just imagine this. I'm going to move the book. There. Sort of there. Just imagine. Oh, yes. Looking lovely. Nice. Brand new fabric. This is cotton lawn, which is beautiful. And we've also got 2 new viscose ones, which don't feel like viscose. Amazing. Just imagine they're not going to crease when you wrap them up in your holiday, in your suitcase. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Wow, the detail on this is amazing. Ooh. Now, I would love to hear from you. Of course I would, I always do. So maybe you've got some makes that you'd like to share with us. Head to the website, www.sewingquarter.com. Head to watch and where you can see us. Yeah, our internet really is a little bit slow today. So there's message to studio. Please do message in there. That's for, you know, your shorter messages. And then underneath will be all of the items from today's shows. Yesterday's are about to clear, we're about to start afresh and anew today. There it is. And then if you'd like to send us your pictures, then that's emailing. So that's studio@sewingquarter.com. And we would absolutely love to hear from you there. Dee. Now, miss it, miss out. Oh, yes. Starting with fat quarters. I think I've only ever done one show with Miss It, Miss Out with fat quarters. But Producer Paul says he's never done it. Never. Never in his life. I did it with Producer Hannah, but that's okay. That's all right. Now, I mentioned Kafe, so without further ado, actually, do you know what? We said fat quarters, but let's start with the charm pack before we even... Can I? Oh, you've got an issue with that, right? Okay. Oh, there's only one. Oh, okay, that's the issue. That's all right. That's okay. That means it'll go quickly, and then we can move on. So this is from, I want to say this is the Shades collection. Oh, someone's added it to the basket. Okay, so 42 10-inch squares of K Facet. If you check out, then that is gone, and then we can move on to the next load of K. It's that quick and fast-paced this morning. It's lovely. I've got one of these, and I really want to do, you know, the improv the circle quilt that Lucy showed us. I really want to do that with it. That's what I'm saving mine for. Right, 2 of you have it in your basket. Please check out. We've only got one, so fastest finger wins on that one. So please check out your basket. If you want it, check out your basket, and that is yours. But you have to check out to secure it. If it's just at it, 3 of you have it in your basket. Please check out. Whoever checks out first will get that. It is still available. None of you have actually checked out. You just put it in your baskets. So either you're teasing me, or you just haven't checked out. Remember, it's only 1 P&P per day. So when you see something you love, check out and you're done. Right. Kafe. Now. Oh, this is the Peacock range. I love this. It will arrive to you like that. Again, limited stock on this. So if you just missed out on the layer cake, here we go. This is the Peacock one. I think this is possibly my favourite colourway, but just because I love purples and blues. Oh, look at that one. It's rather lovely, isn't it? Yeah, very nice. You've got your, and then hang on a minute. This has also got my. This is probably one of my. Yeah. Oh, I feel like I'm creating a little bit of a over here. These are looking rather lovely, aren't they? So in here you are getting 10 of these, which are really rather fabulous. There they all are. And there we go. But this is the peacock colourway. So all of those beautiful colours that we absolutely know and love. Now this one, producer Paul, I think this one's called Strada. Is that right? I want to say Strada. Now hang on, you did gems for a while. What was it called? What was that? Yeah, no, but it's not called geode, it's called something. Anyway, it looks like something that Paul would have sold when he was doing jewellery. It's amazing, isn't it? I don't know, it does look like a geode, but I don't think that's what it's called. I think they called it Strada or something like that. Anyway, it's really, really beautiful, and then you can pick all the colours out. So imagine that with that. Hoo-hoo! Yeah. It's fab, isn't it? Absolutely fabulous. And then, la, 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 la. Just to give you a little idea, but you are getting 10 K-Facet fat quarters in this beautiful, beautiful peacock shade. Please pop it in your basket and check out if you're after it, because like I say, we are limited on this. So there we go, there it all is. Lovely. I'm going to push that to one side and hope that floor manager Neil might come and fold it up beautifully for me. You never know. He might do. He might come back. You never know. Now, Amy Butler. Now, this Amy Butler range is a little bit different. It's got a high thread count, slightly thinner thread, a higher thread count, which means that it's kind of, well, they describe it as being on a par with the sort of thread count that you would find in Liberty fabrics. That's what they say. And what it means is that it's soft, it's got a beautiful drape, but it is a quilting weight. Okay, so that's what they say about this range. I have to say I've used it, and I found it very beautiful to work with. I made a whole load of flowers out of this collection, and it was ever so lovely. So you get your florals, you also get your geometric, you also get my favourite one, which is It Takes Two in the Bone. And I made a lovely bag out of this. I did it all upside down and didn't notice it was peacocks. Thought it was lions. There it is. There you go. But it's, and I love peacocks. But I think I got excited because I had this on my birthday show. So I'm a Leo, so I turned it upside down and pretended it was a lion. But there it is. That's It Takes Two in Bone. Nice, unusual. I don't normally go for browns, but I really love this one. And so then you've got all of the different designs that go with it. So you've got that one, which feels quite regal. You've got a sort of ditzy there. Let me show you the, there you go, there's your ditzy. Let me show you the big floral. And you'll notice actually some of these gorgeous type designs in the book that we've got coming up later. La 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 la, isn't that lovely? Really beautiful, big bold print. And then you've got lots of geometrics and florals and things to all work beautifully together. It's a lovely, lovely collection. And again, like I say, you can see the drape on that. High thread count. It gives it a tighter weave, and that's what makes it, makes it really, really versatile fabric. So high thread count, tighter weave, and very, very fabulous quality. But that's your Amy Butler, isn't it? So $49.99, and let's pop those in a nice pile. I don't know how many of those we've got, but we are limited. So it is miss it, miss out, which means that there's not going to be a lot. But it also means that when it's gone, it's gone. We are not reordering. That's the premise of miss it, miss out. When it's gone, it's gone. We will not be reordering. So please check those out. Now, moders, very hard to get hold of. Very hard to get hold of. This is the last of our moders. Now, this one here is GORW, yes, 68. There we go. This is the one. Now, look. It will come to you like that. Ta-da! And this is how they look. I love these. I love that they come already sort of ombre'd. Look at these. So you've got your peaches through to reds, and then you've got your mints and teals through to your greens. Oh, Neil, I've got some folding for you. He's just come in. There, beautiful. Sorry, I made a bit of a mess of Kaif. Soz about that, but you know, happens. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? So you've got all the shades basically, and I love this tone. I really love this tone. In fact, if you were getting the Amy Butler that I've just showed you, look at that, straight away. Perfect. You can mix it with that and that. You know, it's one of those really, really useful ones. And I've just grabbed that as an example, the one that was closest to hand. And for example, if I've put that across there, then look at all of those solids that you've got to play with that. Beautiful. This is the way it all works, isn't it? Get your lovely solids and then, oh, hang on. Sorry, having a bit too much fun over here. Look at that. Yeah, you can pick out the green. You've got your blue. What a handy one. What a really handy one. If you're going for the Amy Butler, maybe pop this one in because all those colours go. An absolute treat. Oh, nice. Oh, I like it when that comes together. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, before we carry on with our fat quarters, let's have a look at some fabrics from the Miss It, Miss Out. Now, savvy people have noticed it's not actually a quilt behind it. Well, if it was like a really badly made quilt. It's not a really badly made quilt. It's, producer Paul says, thanks, I put that up. A lot of effort apparently went into hanging these. But this is basically some of our Miss It, Miss Out. Sometimes it's difficult for you to see, you know, all of the details in it. So this is Shannon Newlin. Now, this is a lady that is a wonderful artist. She did a lot of work with Disney and Pottery Barn for Kids and things like that. So, let's have a look at this one. This is called Secret Garden. Ooh. And here it is. Ooh, let me move my trolley out the way so I don't trip up. But look at the beautiful colours in here. We're going to zoom in for you so you can have a look. Now, this is available by the half metre. If you are new to our channel, that means you can get as much, well, I mean, we're limited on it, but you can get as much of this as you want. So if you wanted 3 metres, just put 6 in the quantity box because we're selling it by the half metre. That's how it works. There you go. I would say about 44 inches, selvage to selvage, beautiful weight, lovely vibrant colours. It's a fab one, isn't it? I like that. Yeah, no, I really like it too. But again, it's Miss It, Miss Out. This is not coming back. We either can't get it, won't get it, struggling to get it, or it's not available to us anymore because they've moved on to a new design. And I don't know which. Any or above. Any or all of the above. Here we go. Oh, now the birds. Oh, I picked out a bag and then left it in the other room that we had made out of this. I love this. So you've got your blues and your reds in here. This feels quite folk arty to me. I really like this. And very, very different in the 2 different colourways that we've got it for you today. £7.49 per half a metre. You decide how much you like and how much you want of it. And we will cut it in one continuous length. We won't just give you lots of half metres cut up. Oh, no, 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 no. It's really lovely. There is that lovely folk art element to this, I think. Now, you know when I said how different it feels in different colourways? Then here it is. Beautiful, isn't it? How different is that? Just in a different colourway. Really beautiful. Suddenly it's kind of spring-like. Are they blackbirds? Oh, that's what it says on the picture. There you go. Perfect. Director Tim says they're navy birds. I don't think that's a breed. Does that make, I don't know what that one makes, that one. But there we go. So that's your blackbird. And then the last one from the Shannon Newlin collection. Oh, this one. Check this out. This is the most limited out of the 4, okay? So if you would like this one today, here it is. It does look like a kaleidoscope. Look at that. Everybody sees something different, but it is one of those, or is it faces? I don't know what it is in there, but I really enjoy looking. It's one of those things. And if you're fussy cutting, if you're quilting, if you're English paper piecing, there's lots of different bits that you can highlight in there, which is fab. Very useful fabric to have, especially if you've got some nice pinks and purples and plains. And actually through here, you've got some nice sort of mustards and chartreuses. Look at me. They made a chartreuse jelly on MasterChef, or they were discussing this morning on the colour of tennis balls. What colour is a tennis ball? You see, some people think it's green. Some people would absolutely swear to you that it's green. It's actually chartreuse yellow. There you go. I know it's yellow. I know, I was just saying, some people will tell you that it's green, but it's not. No. Roger Federer says they're yellow. It's true. He knows tennis. There we go. So that's $7.49 per half a metre. Just to let me know, Producer Paul, yes. The first Shannon, this one, yes. That is selling very, very fast. I'm not surprised. Look how beautiful it is. Have you never seen it? Do you know what? We have used this, not on any shows I've done, but the effect is always beautiful. And again, a really handy one to have in your stash, especially if you're fussy cutting or anything like that, because there's so much detail in here. Marcia says, good morning. Oh, no. Christina says, good morning, Natasha. Oh, so many to choose. Have been putting my stash in colour order. Oh, good for you. Only 500 plus fat quarters. No one's judging. It's fine. Not including my stash of half meters. Oops. Christina, you need to get some good projects underway. And, you know, you've got lots to choose from. And, you know, play with them. I mean, I'm sure that you will have some beautiful colours to go with that. Now, miss out, where do you want to go to next? Alison Glass. Oh, I'm going to take all of the Alison glasses by the half metre for you. Look, we've got this. This is where you have to start checking out quickly because we've only got 2.5 meters of the first one. I love this one. This has got the mermaids on. It's got the mermaids on. Let me see. Yeah, I'm just checking I've got my mermaids around the right way. Can you see the mermaid in there? Love this one. It's got sort of an octopusy thing in there going on. And then you've got your mermaid all swirled up around there. It is very beautiful. 2.5 meters. Half a meter's already gone. 2 meters left. That's only 4 units. Someone might just put 4 units in their basket and it's all gone. 3 of you have got it in your baskets. 1 person's checked out. So that has now got to go. Right, that's most likely gone. So I'm going to put it there. Stick with Alison Glass. All of these are Alison Glass. Ooh. 2.5 meters again of this one. Now this was your starfish. Yee, look at that. Love this. I think Sharon Newland's got about 19 fabric collections under her belt. She's quite prolific, but very, very good at it. I love that one. I do like that one an awful lot. So only 2.5 meters. So if you were after this one, and I really do like that. It's beautiful and geometric. What do you see? The more I look at this, the more I'm seeing this in all sorts of different directions. Who's that artist that I can never remember the name of that does like this, the never-ending staircase? Is it Escher? Let's say that. So $5.99 per half meter. But then when you get in and you're looking close in the details, those you can you see blocks or do you see triangles? It is Escher, yeah. There you go, creative arts degree, never wasted. Do you see stars? What, yeah, you see an optical illusion. This is one of those fabulous fabrics that the more you look at, the more you see. I love that in a fabric. Oh, we're going to speed through these apparently. Right, okay. Are the graphics up for that? We had a few problems with graphics yesterday. They weren't very happy. Not our fault. Completely external, so out of our control. Here we go, but they seem to be playing a little bit more happily today. Now, 4 meters of this, that's what 8 units are. Now, can we go in from the top on this? What do you reckon? Oh, easier on camera 2. There we go. There you go, camera 2. This has got beautiful compasses. It feels very marinery. I'm making that a word. But then you've also got birds, you've got all sorts in there, but you've kind of got compasses. So some beautiful depths of blue in here. This is, if you're after blues today, God, the first 3 of the Alison glasses, and you're laughing. But then when you pull out, you see you've got larger designs as you pull further out. It's ever so lovely. Look, it's almost like a massive cross in the middle there, isn't it? And then with small designs within it. Have you never seen the big star in there? Oh, there's lots going on in here. Lots going on. You can see what? You can see a bed cover. Producer Paul quite like it as a bed cover. Oh, I met your mum at the weekend, Producer Paul. Ah, we did discuss your beard. Yeah. She prefers it shorter, just so you know. She didn't like it when it was very long. She didn't like your big beard. Very nice lady. Good morning, Barbara, if you're watching. Here we go. This is, now, okay. I like this because it's discreet. You can use it with all your neutrals, but there's depth and detail in there as well. Only 6 meters of this. So you've got birds, you've got feathers, you've got all sorts of different things going on in there. But again, this is one of those ones that it draws you in because you want to see that detail. But if you come out too far, you lose it. So then you have to go back in. So very delicate, very pretty. It's the colour apparently is Wisp. I don't know, that's a colour, is it? 112 centimetres wide. What's that, about 44 inches? Something like that. Now, the next, oh, this is it in purple. This is the mermaid in purple. If you missed out on the blue one, this is the same design, but in purple. Lovely. I'm just checking that my mermaids are the right way around, Producer Paul, and I'll hold it up. Yes, there she is. There she is, entwined in, I need to watch a little bit more David Attenborough. I want to say some sort of octopusy thing. I don't know what it is. I don't know that it matters. It's just some deep sea creature. Whimsical, says Producer Paul. It's whimsical. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be anything precisely. But there it is. Oh, it's got 8 heads. Oh, there we go. I'll call it an octopus. But you see, what about jellyfish? They're a bit amazing too. Might be one of those. $5.99 per half a metre, and you can decide what it is. Who knows? Maybe it's a squid. Could be, couldn't it? Who knows? But that's $5.99. XMMY 50, no, 69 even. It's for you to decide. Oh, now, oh. This is our last Alison glass. This, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this because it's very delicate. But this is all about the birds and the bees. You've got, the more you look in this, there are bees, there are birds, there are stars. And yet from afar it just, oh, are we slightly out of focus? I don't know. Can we see it? That is, oh, it's just such a fine print, it's difficult to see. You might just have to get this one home and have a good look. Yeah, our cameraman's just gone, I can't, that's it. That's the best you can do. Is this the most popular one? Out of this one? Oh, it's like a magical mystery tour, isn't it? Oh, let's see it one more time. Sorry, cameraman Mike, come in and do your worst. Right, oh, you've got to check out. Here we go, that's the right way around. So, Producer Paul says, just get it, just get it. Get it or regret it. Yeah, can you see the bees? Can you see the bees in there? Yeah, I like it because it's really subtle. It's almost a grey that the actual print is in, with a chalky background. It's nice, it's soft. Right, pop that in your basket, check out your basket. We're going to put all of Alison glass to the side. I will update. Okay, I'll just leave her there. Ooh, Art Gallery fabric, Barry J. Let's start with the Barry J one. Okay, not Barry White, Barry J. 4 meters is all we have of the, ooh. Oh, now, Art Gallery fabrics really pride themselves in how, yeah, look at that, isn't that stunning? In having fabrics Well, you see, you can see a blind in here, but art gallery fabrics use a very, very soft substrate, which is your base fabric, which means that it's beautiful for dressmaking as well as quilting. They really do want their fabrics to be incredibly versatile. So, you know, just imagine that. Draped. Yeah. Very nice, wouldn't it? Ba, 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 ba. Lovely. But how much have we got of this? Only 4 meters. Okay, so if you wanted a maxi dress, just pop all 4 meters in there. And you're done. $7.99 per half a metre, but I really would recommend that you basically get it because it's beautiful. If you want a metre, that's how much a metre looks like. It's lovely, isn't it? Really beautiful. So that's $7.99. But Barry J. Yeah. Oh gosh. Right, let's get a wriggle on then, shall we? Right, next one is another art gallery fabric one. Let me put that there for Neil to fold. Here we go. We've got 7 meters of this one. Now, this has been in some of our kits, and it's been really beautiful because look at that for a centerpiece. I wanted to use this. I wanted to fussy cut this and have that as a centerpiece in a quilt. I think that's really pretty. So again, one of those fabrics that you can just take little details of. It's going to look different depending how, I mean, imagine that. Nice. Or if you wanted to have a big piece there. It's all looking good. Yes. And again, your beautiful art gallery fabrics. Down here, this is from your Florala Fusion. There's all your details down there. I like that because it gives you all the different colours as well. Really handy. Keep hold of your selvages. There we go. Pat, bravo. Fabulous. Bravo. Now, the next one, did we have that on the show yesterday? I can't remember. Is here. And this is, I believe, something ridiculous like just $3.99 per half metre. Am I correct? Look how wide it is. Blimey. Now this is 150 wide. That's a dressmaker width. This is your Aqua Flowers fabric on rose. Perfect for your dressmaking. Really lovely. I think little girls' summer dresses would be beautiful in this. Designed for you by Poppy. Good old Poppy. All the washing instructions down the selvage. Very lovely. That blue in there could be picked out with a grey as well. It's sort of a bluey grey. It's very pretty, isn't it? Very lovely. Very easy to use because multi-directional. Yeah. Well, Neil's going to love folding all these for me. I just roughly did it. There we go. Now, here we go. Ooh, this is the only one we've got left from this collection. We had this quilt on the stand at the NEC at the weekend. Lots of you oohing and ahhing over it, and this is the only bit of the fabric that we have left of it. We can't get it again. We've tried, can't get it. This was the Meridian fabric. We've only got 1.5 meters left. But this is really rather lovely. We decided with the compass fabric that if you've got, is it upside down? Excellent, good. I didn't say I had any sense of direction. It's fine. It depends which way I'm facing, absolutely. So we decided great for backpacks, things like that, for people going off travelling. Actually, I wanted a lunchbox in it, if I'm honest. But it's all there for you. Very super fine prints. $6.99 is what, sorry, British Paul? I might have been facing north. I might have been. I might have been. It's a beautiful fabric. And actually, I'm going to call it gender neutral too, which is lovely. Oh, I folded that one quite well. I won't pass you to that one, Neil. Oh, I like this. This is from the Fruity Friends collection, but did remind me of the chalk that was in another kit that we had ages and ages and ages ago. And I have to say I had a bit of that one in my stash, and it's been incredibly useful because look at all those colours. And also, if you're like me and you tend to stitch a bit wonky, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, it's very forgiving. And you've got all the colours, which is just lovely. You think it looks more like crayon than chalk? To be fair, I think either. Lots of you adding it to your basket, you know what that means, you've got to check it out. It's $5.99 per half a metre. It is very, I would have that as a backing to a child's quilt. And I would also use that within a quilt as various block, just patchwork squares, because it's just going to be, it's going to blend beautifully and bring a lovely bit of colour. It's really nice, isn't it? I really like that. 5 of you have just added it to your basket. Well done. All you need to do now is check it out. Check it out. $5.99. Nice. Very, very, again, a really handy fabric. You see now, Christine, for your 500 plus fat quarters, it's a treat. Now, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, it's like a child's version. This is, now, we made butcher's aprons out of this. It was a really lovely show that we did with this, but this is yarn cotton dyed. Now, what that means is that the yarn is dyed before it's woven. So this is $4.55 per half a metre. It's heavier weight. This isn't going to be for quilting. This is going to be for upholstery. This is going to be for things like your aprons, for your kitchenware, for your bags. It's going to be that sort of thing. It is incredibly soft. It's really lovely, but it is yarn dyed and then woven. We've only got 3 meters of it. Paul Clark, that was who did this first show with this. $4.55. WEJQ 57, but we've only got 3 meters, that's 6 units, and it is incredibly lovely. I don't know if we'll get something similar, and again, I couldn't tell you. Now, Dina designs. She does, in fact. She designs very well. She's an artist. She's always got a paintbrush in her hand. That's what she says, anyway. And you know, I couldn't say otherwise. Don't know. But here we go. Look at this. Ooh. How pretty is that? Lovely. From afar, beautiful. Then when you get in, again, stunning prints. Quite painty. It's nice. It's got that nice sort of wash feel to it. 4 meters left of this. I haven't even had this on a show, not in terms of actually making anything out of it. So I don't know who's been buying this and making stuff because I haven't seen it. But it's $6.90. I don't do all the shows, to be fair. But it's $6.99. ZBRW 61. That's your code. Nice. I know we're going through them speedily, but we're gonna we'll try and recap. We've got quite a lot on the show today. I've got all of that to go through, and I didn't do all my fat quarters either. Ooh, Ditzy Floral. And this is by Makawa. This is just a really handy one to have in your stash, actually. I'm not going to open it all up because we're short on time. Very handy to have, nice blues in there. Also, if you love your mustards and your corals and your mints, you've got all of those colours to pull out of this, which is fab. And again, use it as a ditzy, use it as a blender. Just use it, basically. So that's $5.99 per half a metre. Fabulous. Get it and then decide. This could be the main event. You might then want to pick out one of those lovely colours and just highlight with one of the colours. I don't know. What are you making? You see, this is it. It's really hard to second guess you lot because you are so diverse in your makes. Loving the fan page, loving seeing all your makes. Brilliant. Now, I haven't seen this, and yet when I was looking at the show yesterday, I was thinking we should see how many of these words we could get in a show. So I don't know quite how to get glockenspiel in. You know, I don't know if I have to like. I often say, oh no, a soporific means that we're sending them to sleep. Produce Paul, we don't want that. Now I'm all. Yeah, or yeah, if you have to cover your books for school, that would be great. Today we have brought you a plethora of fabrics. Yes. I think scissors are all right. Spectrum. We've got a spectrum of colours. I don't know what half of these mean. Well, the euphoria of when your fabric arrives. Fossick means what? Rummage. And now there was another one in here. Well, there's lots in there. We don't want to be vexed. No one wants to be vexed. Saucer, that's all right. Colander. Euphoria. You've got needle in there, scissors. Now, of course, what was missing from the Alison Glass seaside type fabric was a flotilla. That's in there. I've said, and I've already said you'll be euphoric when you get it. I've said that. Oh, it's even got the. There you go, curmudgeon. Who would we describe round here? Oh, cameraman Mike says that's me. That's me. I'm bad-tempered, difficult, or cantankerous. Yeah, but your wife says just in the morning. That's why she's pleased you come to work for us, so she doesn't have to see you. Just saying. We're limited on this. I've never even seen it. When did we have it? Fossick, deep blue or sky blue. Oh, there we go. Now you see, some of those Alison Glass were a beautiful Fossick colour. I'm just going to keep that and use those designs, use those today. I can't be fit when I've got these. Oh, great. Oh, right, okay. Here we go. We have got for you here, well, it's a gingham, I think we can all see this. Great for your Easter makes. Nice springtime colours. Perfect for that. Oh, producer Paul says he's getting a cheese egg, solid cheese egg for Easter. Well, then you could do with it, this could be cheesecloth, couldn't it? You could use it for that. Do you, maybe you want to just, but if you make your own preserves, this might be a nice fabric to, I always like it when they have those little cloth bits with elastic band over the top. That'd be perfect. So this is your green gingham, $5.99, or just make yourself some little baskets and pop some eggs in. SFMY14, Easter, done. Oh, now how have we still got this? We've got 2 of this collection. We've only got 2 meters of this. Yeah, I have. So this is, here we are. 2 meters left, that's 4 units. This is not going to last the hour, I wouldn't imagine. This is White Birds, this is your Uptown fabric. Does it remind you of the Hungry Caterpillar styling? No, I wouldn't have said, but it is sort of, I would say, quite a nice young person's design. We all remember the Hungry Caterpillar. I haven't had to read that as a bedtime story for a while now. Only because Freddie knows it all off by heart. It's great, we did the Highway Rat as a bedtime story last night. He just reads it to himself, he knows it all. He can't read, but he just... No, the Highway Rat, not the Highway Code. Although I would quite like it if he was a little bit more sensible around roads, to be fair. No, it was the Highway Rat. The Highway Rat was a baddie. The Highway Rat was a beast. Wow, it's a Julia Donaldson book. It's fabulous. Good moral of the story. Anyway, here we go. $5.99. This is the other one from the Uptown collection. It's just bright, bold, beautiful colours. I could be an Uptown girl. Yes, in an Uptown rainbow vine. You'd like a blind out of that. Actually, do you know what? Oh, because of the lines, yes. My friends had very similar blinds in their kitchen out of that. Look lovely, look really nice. Oh, have we finished with it? No. Well, you said we had to be quick, Producer Paul, so I was being quick. Oh, is this Michael Miller? We're moving on to the Michael Miller department. Stars. You know some of those, sometimes beds have like drapey bits. This would be quite nice. Yeah, it's technical interior design. Do you want to see? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. That is, you've only got 3.5 meters of that, but beautiful for bedtime things. Or Christmas. We had a message in yesterday, Producer Paul, someone who was making for Christmas. There you go. I mean, that's super organised, isn't it? But I love this. Oh, hang on. I like the Fossick colour of this. Yes, from a Words fabric. The Fossick, it's deep blue. Deep blue. Nice. $5.99. XVEQ 87. Very lovely. And soft, actually, as well. You'd think it wouldn't be, but it is. Nice. I like that. It's very nice. Ooh, another Michael Miller for you. And now I've told you this before. Michael Miller is not one person. I kind of assumed it was, but it's not. It's 2 people. And they've taken their one first name and one second name. Now, Oh, I love this one. This is the one with the aardvarks in it. And it's called, this is, oh, it's a wildlife. Oh, no, oh, maybe it's not the one I'm thinking of. Oh, no, it has. Oh, no, it's got an armadillo. Oh, it's got your friendly armadillo in there. Not an aardvark. Just, you know, going for a stroll. Oh, you think it looks like a fancy? Well, I mean, in some countries, that's going to be what's wandering through your backyard, isn't it? You know. Oh, look, there goes another aardvark. Or an armadillo. So you've got some lovely birds in there. You've got some bunnies, squirrels. Oh, they've got ears. Oh, they've got longer ears. Maybe they're hares. Okay, that's definitely a squirrel, isn't it? And are we agreed that that's possibly an armadillo there? Yeah. Yeah. There's only 3 meters of that. I do like that. That's fabulous. Now, ooh. Are you doing picnic blankets? Because, you know, the weather's going to be nice. Well, it was spring equinox, wasn't it? Last night. I think this is perfect for outdoor dining. It's lovely. Really lovely. So pop this in your stash. I would say that this is also yarn dyed as well. It is. No, look, it is, because I can see the yarn dyed at the top. So that is your yarn dyed pink and blue gingham check fabric. I could see John in a shirt like out of this. Oh, Director Tim has got a shirt very similar. There you go. £3.99. How wide is this actually? It's that wide. Oh, it's not. So it's not a dressmaking width, but it's rather nice. I want to do a picnic blanket out of that. That's what that thing makes me think of. I want to, yeah, just buy that, wrap your picnic up in it, off you go. Job done. Maybe bind it around the edge a bit. Oh, another one. Oh, there's the check department here. Now, this one is another yarn dyed gingham. Basically, what that means is that the pattern isn't printed on, it's woven. So that's how you're guessing the pattern is from the colour of the thread. You can see the different colours there. So those yarns are dyed before they're woven. That's £3.99 per half a metre. And again, really handy to have. Really handy. So £3.99 on that. DPJQ 05. Nice, lovely quality, incredibly soft. Again, this is Miss Out. Don't be sad. She says if you miss it, you miss out. Yeah, the details of the name, the hints in the name, isn't it? Oh, look at this one. Very nice. Again, £3.99 per half a metre. I think this is doing all of your picnic blanket needs. Do you, have you ever done like a picnic in the park? Not a picnic in the park, what is it, proms in the park or something like that? No? Well, I used to live near Stamford, and they always had things like that at Burley. Not Lisa Stamford, there's a place, Stamford. It's over near Peterborough. It's very beautiful. And they've got Burley, where they have all the horse trials and stuff. So you can make yourself some cushions. Was it our son used to make, who was it used to make stadium seats, so they didn't get a cold bottom when they went to the football? That'd be good. Yeah, that was a very good idea. Right, okay. Ooh, now, we've only got, oh, now this is nice. We've used this on bag making. It's been really, really lovely. This is heavyweight, so this isn't going to be for your quilting. This is going to be for your bag making, for your cushions, for things like that. But this is your pink zigzag fabric in ecru and a nice dusky pink. If one likes a nice dusky pink, £3.99 for half a metre. I think this is super wide as well. I have a feeling. I might be making that up. Just pause like, I don't know, I don't have that detail. Look, wide-ish. Doesn't want to tell you, it's that wide. I know, £3.99 per half a metre, you've just spotted that. Yeah, it's great value, isn't it? And nice and durable as well. Mm-hmm. Right, okay. Let's see. Where are we? Oh, now this is the one that you like, Producer Paul. It's like faux sashko. Yeah, I'm surprised we have any of this left because we had a Sashko show right after last time we had this on. But we do have some of this on. So if you love this, or do you remember the scalloped quilt, mini quilt we did with the little pandas, the panda pop quilt? Yeah, the pandas in the cinema, that's what it looked like, wasn't it? £6.49 per half a metre. This is from Sevenberry, and these are their indigo scallops. So maybe you're doing a patchwork quilt with your Sashko, which is taking the world by storm. Then maybe you want to add in some blocks like that. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Producer Paul wants to make a kimono out of it. Was there a kimono? Oh, is there? I don't know. When Producer Paul starts saying, apparently, is this leading into a bad joke? Oh no, there actually was a kimono stand. Okay. Oh, your mum told you. She was on the WI stand. They had lots of nice things on the WI stand. Very nice stuff. Now, with Sevenberry again, sticking with that same sort of Japanesey style theme, feel. How about this? Spotted dragonfly. Anyone? Anyone? Dragonflies. Everyone loves a dragonfly, right? Yeah. And here it is. Well, of course I do. This is why it's miss it, miss out. It's because it's nearly gone. So £6.49 per half a metre. There's only 5 metres of your dragonfly left. Again, mix it through with your Sashko. Beautiful. Mix it through with your navies. Lovely. £6.49. Quite an orangey-based red on here. And then you've got those creams that you can pull through there with your butterflies, dragonflies. There you go. Oh, one last fabric in Miss It, Miss Out. Here we go. I'm just seeing if I've got any more words. Yeah, you could have it on your word board because I think that will sell out that word one, and then you could have it. Now, this is a printed gingham. Now, we talked about whether it was yarn dyed or it was printed. This is a printed gingham, but in a very lovely colour. And again, I think baby quilts, things like that. Oh, now hang on a minute. I know what this would go beautifully with. I can't reach it. Yes, I can. It's your art gallery. That was quite nice together. Look at that. It's quite pretty, wouldn't it? Tonally, I think that works. What do you think? Yeah. Why not? I think that looks very nice. Leslie in Derbyshire says, "Morning, Tasha. It's my birthday today." Oh, you've got to treat yourself. Got to treat yourself. And my maiden name was Crump. So I used to be called Crumpet, which is on the word fabric. Yes, it is on there. I did see Crumpet. There are worse things you could be called. I can't find Crumpet now. But it was on there. Good spot. It was on there. Definitely on there. I like crumpets with cheese. Another message, so happy birthday to you. Caroline says, "Morning, Tasha, lovely fabrics. Would the Macau Uptown fabric be suitable for a Hepworth apron? I made it for some of your red canvas and it's so," and then it cut off. It is a quilting weight. Let's have a look at it. So let's have a look. Which one, the bird one or the vines? So these are the vines. I just say just be careful about how much you're buying because it's if you're dressmaking with anything like this, because it is a quilting weight, so it's going to be a quilting width, so it's about 44 inches. So as long as you buy the right amount, but it is, yes, it's a quilting weight because the Hepworth apron was made with a light denim, wasn't it? I'm trying to remember. I think we had 2 different versions. One was made with a denim. They had pretty linings as well. Are you going to line with this or have this as the outside? But there it is. So that's your vines, and then you've got the birds. And then we've got a couple of fat quarters, and then we're pretty much done. Please don't look at my bad folding over there. Here we go, here are your birds. I like these because these goes in all sorts of directions. Well, no, not the one I dumped, the others that are folded. I'd like to think artistically draped. Oh, but I tell you what though, handily, look. That gingham looks really quite beautiful. Look at that, with your uptown birdie birds. That's nice. Oh, I like that together. Very nice. Maybe you want to edge your apron in that. If everybody checks out that is gone, so please check out your baskets. A few fat quarters. Oh gosh, I've made a right old mess here. No. I'm going to pop that to one side because I haven't folded it. Right, fat quarters, autumn grace over here. This is Verna Mosquera, I think. Yeah. She's a relatively new quilter. She says new. She basically started quilting in 1996. She went and did a course, and then hasn't stopped quilting since. Designs it. She likes shabby chic, Victoriana, that kind of feel. Very, very pretty. And she says that she still gets very excited when she buys a new fabric. She has to lay it out on her dashboard while she's driving home. I hope she's not the one that's driving as she's got it all out on the dashboard as she's having a look at it. It sounds very unsafe. But this is the collection. I think it's incredibly feminine and pretty. It's $49.95. You're getting 12 fat quarters in here. But look at the different, so you've got some of these lovely big prints in here. You've got your deeper colours there. Then you've got some of these very light, very delicate pinks coming through. And then you've got this lovely buttermilk colour coming through. And then you've got your creams and your neutrals. You see, I'm a sucker, an absolute sucker for your stripes with your florals, with your chintzes. It's chintzy, isn't it? But then you've also got that one in there. I think it's ever so lovely. Yeah. Yes, unashamedly pretty, we like. So if you'd like that today, how many have I got of these? Oh, 4. That's it. That's it. So pop it in your basket, check out. We cannot get this again, or we won't get it again, or one or other. If you are a new buyer and you're buying this today, of course, then you will get a free gift, because it's only over £10. If you are new to us and buying for the first time, there it is over there, you will get a free rotary cutter worth $18.99. Comes with 5 blades, that one. 5 blades, that's a lot. Excellent. And you don't have to put in a code or anything, that just happens. Just happens automatically. Our last fat quarters is a Moda. We've struggled to get Moda, I'm not going to lie. It's always a tricky one to get, but we do have some of these. When we will next get Moda in, I don't know. I don't know, I couldn't tell you. This is Kate Spain designing for Moda. It's not actually Kate Spain, but it is her design. So basically she goes through all of Moda's fabrics and goes, yes, I'll have that. Thank you for, hang on, was this one I did earlier? No. Yeah, the other one was more peachy. So you've got, again, what I like about these is that you get your different colourways and you get a lovely array of colours. And then you've got your greys into greens, and that is what you're getting in there. Lovely intensity of colour, lovely tone of colour too. I'm enjoying that an awful lot. I like that one. Very, very beautiful. So this is for Moda. Sometimes you have to ship Moda in from America. Oh, we've already had sellouts this hour. Go for it. Got to be careful. Oh, no, hang on. What if I were to put, you know, just if I happen to pick up the top one of the K facets, then I've got these beautiful purples that I can play with. I've got these greens that are all happening quite beautifully. Those pinks as well. Lovely. Very versatile. I like. Now, I've got 3 minutes left to recap a few things. What would you like to recap? Go to the wall. Oh. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Which one would you like to recap? This one. Have we sold out of this one? Because this was going quick. Now, this is $7.49. Producer Paul's going to check how much we've got left of this. This is your Blue Secret Garden fabric. It's very pretty. 8 of you have it in your basket, but like Jenniffer Taylor says, she's nodding. It's very pretty. 8 of you have it in your basket. Please check out. Please check out. Don't miss out. It's nice, isn't it? It's very, very pretty. Very, very pretty. It's your colours, isn't it? Yeah, it's Jenniffer Taylor's fabric. It's her colours. She likes these. Now, these are your birds. I think this is. I think this would look lovely on a narrow boat. I could see that on a narrow boat. That would be lovely. Those sort of colours. Yeah, it's that sort of Out of all the things that I could have said, yeah, no, because it's got that sort of, it's got that colourway. Lots of deep blues and reds. Angie Atwood has a narrowboat. We could put that on her boat. Then I'd be great. Miss it, miss out. If you need to, if you've got that in your basket, I can't guarantee it anymore. You need to check out, or you will lose it. You will miss out. Hence the name of the show, Miss It, Miss Out. Completely different in a different colourway. I think this is very, very much same but different. It's really quite feminine like this suddenly, with your blackbirds, which are blue. It's all good. It's all good. And then the last one, which this one, which producer Paul says, I like it a lot. Like it a lot. Well, you need to be quick, producer Paul, because otherwise it's miss it, miss out. There it is. I don't know if it's meant to be anything or if it's just a lovely pattern. But that purple wave, there you go. And that's $7.49 per half a metre. I'm looking at that last mode of fat quarter bundle thinking, yes, all those colours are in there. That'd be lovely. But you still see a starship in there, do you, Director Tim? Everybody sees something different. Now, what else do we need to look at? So, the K Facets Charm Pack sold out. That's okay, that's gone. So do you want to have a look at the fat quarters? Oh, gosh. Now, here we go. This is the Peacock range. I think out of all of the colours, this is possibly my favourite colourway. But these are my sort of colours. I love these. There you go. There they are. All 10 in there. Jenniffer Taylor is up next. She is. She's making that beautiful dress. We've got brand new fabrics. We've got a cotton lawn. We've got some viscose. We've got everything for your summer holiday and wedding type needs, including a new pattern. Well, we don't think this pattern's been to wear before. I haven't seen it. Paul hasn't seen it. So stay with us, and then you can see it in just a minute. Follow us on Pinterest. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to discover sewing work we create and love. Join us on Friday the 23rd of March when Angie Atwood is here to create an incredible beachcomber quilt. Designed by Lynn Goldsworthy, this striking quilt will be the centrepiece of any home with its bold compass design. The quilt is made using the beautiful collection of beachcomber fabrics, which is adorned with nautical designs. With scenes of seahorses, lighthouses and sailboats, you'll be whisked away to the seaside with this whimsical make. So join Angie as she takes us to the sea and beyond with the beachcomber quilt. Make sure you tune in on Friday the 23rd of March at 9 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678. On Saturday the 24th of March, we get ready to welcome back Mandy Shaw to the show when she joins John for 2 hours of fun. Mandy will be showing us a range of makes that will welcome Easter, including a basket of bunnies adorned with adorable bunny characters and eggs. She'll also be showing us her beautiful spring wreath and her French sewing tidy, perfect for keeping all your tools and tidbits safe. Fans of Mandy will be delighted by her gorgeous primrose spoolie doll dressed in gingham and will be inspired by her book, Stitch into Spring. So make sure you don't miss Mandy on Saturday the 24th of March at 8 AM and 10 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678.
Simply Sewing is a magazine for dressmakers and home sewists who are passionate about fabrics and love to sew with stylish patterns. Each issue is packed with technical know-how, templates and easy to follow instructions to sew yourself quick wardrobe updates, accessories, plushy toys, gifts, bags and more. Plus, each issue comes with a free dress pattern from our expanding trend-led collection. We're proudly flying the flag for contemporary sewing with stylish patterns and beautiful photography to inspire sewists across the globe at every level.
We've got something amazing coming for all fans of Tilda, as we've got a TV exclusive on Tilda's brand new book, Sunshine Sewing. We have the TV exclusive until the end of April, so get your copy from us before anywhere else and pore over Tilda's latest sewing creations. The brand new book features 3 full-size quilts as well as pillows, soft toys and fabric bowls, all made in Tilda's charming style. you'll be able to delve into 12 brand new summer projects and get inspired by her countryside themed designs. So add some sunshine into your life with Tilda's brand new book, Sunshine Sewing, available on our website now. Now, you're always going to ask me, aren't you, how much fabric, and I can never quite see. So I've got my boob magnifiers on. I don't think that's what it's actually called. I think it's called something else. But this is the pattern, and it's really rather beautiful. You've got 4 different designs for your dresses. Hang on, I've got the wrong one. 16 to 26. Now, 26 is if you are a bust of, hang on, I'm just reading the back. There you go, you look at that one. And I'll read this. If you have a bust up to 48 inches, if you have, hang on, where are we? Wait, oh no, it's a waist of 48 inches. This is the one for you. And it goes from a size 16. So if you have a waist that is 30 inches or bigger, go for the big one. So if you go to our website, all of the sizes are on there. All of the fabric amounts, because we can always tell you like the largest amount of fabric. So we looked at it and went, okay, if you want to make the dress that has the sleeves, the most amount of fabric and the largest size, I think it was 4.5 meters of fabric, but you might not want all the sleeves, and you might not want like the biggest size or all of the fabric. So go and have a look, and then you'll know when you buy your pattern how much you need to get, because these fabrics you're going to absolutely love. So we've got the 2 different sizes for the patterns. There's 4 to 14. Now these are just numbers. Go by the actual inches. Measure yourself. Jennifer will tell you. Measure yourself, and then go by that. Numbers. Go by the actual. Now, brand new fabric. I'm going to start with the cotton lawn. I've got 1 cotton lawn and 2 viscose. Although actually Jenniffer Taylor thought it was all sort of a cotton lawn because it felt so nice. So we've done a cracking job getting you some beautiful quality. The feel of this is beautiful. So if you're going for the cotton lawn, if you want cotton because, you know, feels nice next to the skin, look at this. Look at this. It's incredibly beautiful. Very flattering colour actually to a lot of skin tones, I would say, with this. Very pretty. So $5.99. This we say is 150 centimetres selvage to selvage. Brand new today. This is a beautiful light cotton. It's so soft. No, look, you see, I don't know, I'm no John when it comes to wafting, but the drape on it is beautiful. And you can see here just how beautifully, give her a little spin around. It's really, really beautiful. It's ever so lovely. Very flattering. If you are on your holes, if you're going somewhere warm, then this is going to be a beautiful weight to wear, whether you're making blouses, whether you're making dresses, whether you're adapting to pattern, but it's floaty and cool, but very elegant as well. You see, I'm going to be very, very big in the summer. I'm after fabrics, they're going to, wow. Now this, that's a technical term, you all know what I mean. We were draping this earlier, we were wafting this fabric, weren't we, Jennifer? And it was absolutely beautiful. This is the blue one, Producer Paul. Oh, we don't have as much here, but we decided that this would make, yeah. I'm always after a maxi, see? Beautiful. And sort of, watch my microphone, I'll drape that side. Look at that. It just falls beautifully. Really beautifully. $4.99, this is viscose. You are going to just wash and wear, wash and wear, wash and wear. Feels beautifully, drapes beautifully. Look at that, this is flattering fabric, isn't it? This is seriously flattering fabric. And very beautiful. Let me bring that in for you there. There you go. I love this. Now, whether you're making this dress, oh yeah, this in a maxi dress. Don't I always go on about wanting a maxi dress? And then we pull this pattern out of the bag. I'm like, yes, finally, this is the one. $4.99, XU HP 14. Beautiful. Wow. Wow. It's lovely, look. Oh, watch my mic. Hang on, there's my mic. So it'd be nice in a scarf as well. Maybe get a little bit extra. Next one. Now we've got this in black. So, you know, maybe you're one of these people, and I know that I know lovely Wendy in the office has done this before, seen something that she loves and just bought it in all the colours. Yeah, I love it in all the colours. So if you are someone that likes it in all the colours, this is the other colour that we've got. And here it is. So this is it with a black background. So same flowers, grey, black, white, with a little splash of red. Oh, you could make that bow clutch we've got coming up later in red. Nice. Or black, or all of that. Monochrome with a splash of red. Nice. $4.99 per half a metre. Great price, beautiful quality. This feels gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Come on, love. Shall we dance? Oh, what's going on here? Here we go.
Thanks, doll.
Should we give her a spin?
Do it.
Give her a twirl.
Oh, look at it go. Oh, you need to see the bottom of the...
Oh, can I go in the middle?
Yeah, do it.
Come on, sorry, but you've got to see how beautifully
Imagine
this...
you're on your holidays, you've had a few pina coladas.
And then the old...
It's the bottom, watch the bottom go. Watch it go.
Whee!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, on that dance floor. Yeah,
Watch
yeah.
it go.
We're just sashaying around the place.
Sashay away.
Yeah.
It's cute, isn't it?
This one I discovered that I am... Look at that.
Thing is, I actually think this is a really good one for you.
Yeah, me too.
Because it's elasticated waist and it is just a straight tunic.
And I'm going to need a bit of elastic.
It's only the elastic that's giving it that shape in the waistline. So, you know, it can expand with you, my doll. Go floaty. Go floaty or go home. Miss it or miss out.
I need to be comfy. This is it, isn't it?
Exactly.
Perfect. So, you know, once you've had your paella or whatever, and you're still looking elegant.
You're still looking fab.
Yay!
That's what I
I'd
like.
wear this with a big belt. When I get a waist again, it'll be with a big belt. It's been beautiful. It's gorgeous.
It's delicious, isn't it?
It's lovely.
So, viscose.
Yes. You didn't think it was?
No, I didn't. And I think there's a reason why there isn't. So viscose is actually a man-made material, not a synthetic, which means it is plant-based.
Right.
And because this is a flat woven viscose, it does have that cotton lawn feel about it.
It does. It's that weight. It's that beautiful weight.
It's so floaty.
No,
but it's tricky. It's tricky.
That was going to be my next question. But is it worth persevering with the trick?
Oh no, it's totally worth it for the results. Totally worth it for the results, without a doubt.
Is it going to be forgiving though?
No, it's about just knowing little bits. So I've got a list here of my little tips. There's so many here. I wanted to not forget any of them. So
we tried to crumple this.
No, this is why it's great. This is a fab one for holiday because it's got basically it's a plant-based fabric, but the reason why it's man-made and not a natural fabric is because of the chemical process that it goes through.
Right.
But because it's got that chemical process, you'll be hard pressed trying to get that to crumple. So this is perfect for your hollybobs.
So for me, who can't fold, we've established that on many. It's like my baking skills, just something I don't excel. This is going to be perfect, isn't it?
It is good, yeah.
Because then I can just basically roll it, stick it in my bag, and off I go.
And that's one of my tips actually with the sewing. So the first thing with this is because it's viscose, it will want to shrink. So you need to pre-wash.
Oh, okay, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whereas normally we say, oh, wash to get rid of some of the manufacturing process in case there's any shrinkage, this totally applies to this.
Okay.
It'll be fine once you've washed it and done that initial wash, you'll be fine. It won't shrink again, but it will shrink. So please don't just go cutting into this, sewing it up and then going, oh no, it doesn't fit. You know when you buy things from shops?
Yes.
9 times out of 10, the tops are made out of viscose, and we all know you wear it once and then wash it and then it doesn't fit.
And then you're like, hang on a minute, I need to dye it to get into this top I've just bought.
Exactly.
Rude.
So just wash it. So this rule really does apply to this.
If this is a man-made fabric, does that mean that it's not going to be breathable?
No, it's exactly because it's a man-made fabric, because it's cotton plant-based.
Yeah.
that makes it super breathable.
So this isn't one that's going to get me all sweaty and horrible?
No, it's going to be light, cool, floaty. It's basically like your cotton lawn, but in a man-made material.
I'm loving this.
Gorgeous. It is lovely.
I'd quite like a scarf in it as well.
Yeah, oh, definitely. So you think about your dresses, your blouses, everything this fabric is perfect for those. So not just for this project, any project relating to tops and floaty tops and dresses.
I can see a little bit of movement going on here. Would I be a good idea to get out my Best Press spray?
Yeah, well, I think that would be another one. So the first thing I would do is definitely 110% wash it, and if not, go for a second wash.
Really?
Yeah, definitely wash it. Because it's so, you can see it's quite slippery, it's quite light. So when it's on the roll, what will happen is the way it's woven will slip.
Right.
So it'll look like it's straight, but in fact it is slightly on the wonk. It's a bit difficult because we're on an angle here. But if I put this up straight. Like, it looks, if I know it's a cut piece, imagine this is like a 3-metre piece of fabric.
Yeah.
Even though my salvage edge is straight, you can see how much it's moving.
Yeah.
It's kind of, is it isoscellating? I think it is when you move it up and down. Anyway, so you need to get it to behave. It's on the wonk. So a little tip would be to pull it onto the bias and then straighten it out, and then it just helps.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Get it into place, especially when you've washed it. So especially because it's on a roll as well, so just the weave starts to drop because it is quite a loose weave, hence why it's nice and cool. So you just need to get it in position.
This is well worth persevering with, and Jennifer's here to tell us all these top tips, like pull it, straighten it back, pop a bit of Best Press spray on so you get it.
Would be perfect for this.
Yeah, absolutely. And Best Press spray is on our website, and it's just like a starch style spray.
Yeah, no, I know it sounds like I'm making it out to be a difficult fabric. It isn't. It's just that having these little top tips will really help you through it. So another one would be.
Ask a question.
Oh, go on, go for it.
If it shrinks, this is a very good question. If it shrinks, should we buy additional fabric?
No, I don't think so. To be fair, with the meterage, I think you've got about another. Like, for instance, off the top of my head, I think the biggest size with the most amount of detail, which is the sleeves and full tiers, I think it was it 4.5?
Yes, 4.5 metres.
4.5, where it's actually 4 and 2, I think, on the back. Have you got the packet back?
Hang on, I can go and get it.
So what I'm trying to say is you've got something like about 10 centimetres worth of play anyway, so I can't imagine...
Yeah, when we say it's going to shrink...
No, I'm not talking
we don't mean that you're going to end up with like
I'm not talking like
hanky.
the borrowers here. We're good. We're absolutely fine. Yeah, it's not going to turn into a child's garment.
No, I'm going to make for yourself, give to your grandchild.
Like, you know when you have those shop bought clothes and you've washed and you're just like, oh, I've gone down a couple of sizes. It's going to do that. So... just check on the back of the packaging, and obviously we can only buy in half increments, so just check.
So the dress that we keep talking about, the largest size, which is your size 26, with the most amount of fabric, is this one. So you can see you've got your sleeves, for those of you that go, don't like my arms.
Don't like my arms.
Then you've got that one, and then you've got this tiered
Those are all gathered tiers. So
my
that's
mum had a dress like that when we were growing up, ever so lovely.
This pattern actually does remind me of my mum, because she was forever in these kind of dresses.
And if she'd have had her ears pierced, I would have insisted that she wore some hoopy earrings with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
And some bells on your feet.
Nice.
So before we move on to the pattern itself, another tip with the fabric, so once you have washed it, is always line up your selvage to selvage edges, and you'll know what those are because you can see you've got these little bit of fray bits. So these parts don't fray, okay, so those are the selvage, whereas that's the cut edge, okay. So bring the two selvages together, and then I'm going to do this so it'll look like it's straight, but can you see how it's twisting?
Yes.
Why? So if you've got that, it's because even though it looked like it was straight, can you see that there?
Yeah.
Even though it looks like it's straight, because exactly what I showed you earlier, you can see that you're not on the grain. So just keep moving your selvages down. So ignore where the cut mark is, because again, if it's on the roll, it might have slipped anyway, until the bottom of the hem lies flat. So you can see I've got no creases on the front of that. That is now on grain, so now you know that's in position on your fabric.
And does this pattern call for it to be cut on the fold?
Yes, it is cut on the fold.
Oh, there we go.
So it's not difficult, it's just knowing what to be fair, that little test there, you do that with all your fabric, but specifically you need to do it with this one.
Never done it, so that's good.
Be fine. Okay, so that's that bit done. What else did I want to get across with? Oh yeah, so the next one, one of my tips with your lovely viscose is your pins. So you do want to get your nice fine pins with this because you don't want to be snagging that beautiful material because again it is quite an open weave. So don't go in with your larger normal, even though they say fine, they're normally about not 6 mil, what am I talking about? I can't remember the millage now. It's like 0.6 mil. That, even though they look fine, they're quite big, whereas these are 4, so these are really fine. So it's the same sharp, fine needles and also fine machine needles as well.
Don't worry, we've got sewing machine needles on the next show, so we've got that covered.
So when you've cut out your pattern, a good tip, you mentioned about rolling it, it is like that would be my tip. So once you've done it, actually like methodically, while you're prepping everything, so you've cut out the one piece, rather than move it somewhere and just leave it, actually physically roll it. It helps just keep it on the grain while you're working on your other pieces. Because I know what I'm like, especially when you're working your cottons, you just know it's safe as sound. So you just kind of go, oh, there you go, that's done. Waft over it goes. And that movement, it will just start to shift out of line again. So you'll be going back to the start again, and we don't want to do that. With your pattern matching, you've got all of your notches that you need to pay attention with. So depending on which one you're making, you've got your elasticated waistline.
Right.
So we need to make sure that you mark that out. It's going to be very difficult later on trying to find out where that is.
So this is your elasticated waistline.
So that's your placement for your casing for your elastic there. However, what I would also suggest that you can mark it down, which is what I've done is done a running tack. We've done this before. So again, it's just your needle and thread. So I've doubled it.
Yeah.
And I've just folded the pattern back to the line that I'm obviously dealing with.
Yeah.
And I've also popped pins along that line because again, this is going to want to shift and move.
It's quite a busy print. We can't necessarily see. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's a better. Oh, there we go.
Oh, that's beautiful. So the running tack is basically a running stitch, but every other loop or so is a big loop. So it's not close to the fabric. So you can see I've got loads of sticky up loopy bits going on there. That's your running tack. So I would put that in place before you go start sewing up. So I'm just moving my pins out of the way. So why are we
putting that in?
So because you'll know exactly where your waistline is, because if you don't do it now while it's flat,
right,
you might end up with a wonky waistline.
Wonky waist.
We don't want a wonky waistline, do we?
So Jen, the other thing is, can I shorten that waist?
Well, what I was about to say is I would put the tack in.
Yeah.
So on the pattern, it's telling you that's where the tack is.
Yeah.
But the great thing about this dress is what you could do is put the tack in so you know where it should be. But when you've done everything, that's the last process that you do, is the waistline. So I would actually physically put the dress on and then find out where you want it to be. So it might be an inch higher, it might be an inch lower, but then you can use your tack line to ensure that the adjustment you're making is exactly parallel to that line.
Because I'm just thinking my waist is going to be...
Well, you could take yours up. You could take it up, but you've still got that tack line so you can measure up. So even though you've popped a pin here and here and you know where it wants to be on you, you can use your base tack line and take it up evenly across both the front and the back pieces.
And then add a little bit more to the base because I've taken it up there.
If you wanted to.
Gillian.
Yes, hello.
Keep trying. We know there's a slight issue with the fold lines, but do keep trying. And then you will get through. There you go. That's my message to you, Gillian. Yes.
Okay, so I'm just taking out my fine pins then. Moving that back. So I'm not going to make the full garment today. So you can see that I've made this short. Now this isn't any of the patterns, but the great thing about this is once you look at the pattern, you can start really playing around with. So they're quite long dresses. Whereas I actually think this will make a really cute little top.
Tunic.
Like a tunic top.
Leggings, flip-flops.
Yep.
Done.
Yep. So with your tack, if I just spin that around, you're just going to be peeling back. So again, same as your tailor's tack, which is very small. You're just peeling back. And then you're going to go in with your snips. And then that'll just give you some dotted line.
Let me just show you. You've peeled that back. You can see that red thread in there. And so just about, it's blending in beautifully with
blending in beautifully. Sorry about
fabric.
that.
No, that's right.
I thought it'd be a great one to use, but obviously not. So just be careful now. In fact, I'm going to go with my other snips.
Go in with your little ones. There you go. Okay. So Yeah, use a nice contrasting thread.
Yeah. Not the red that I've gone with.
Or get my magnifying glass.
Well, if ever you needed it, it's right now.
Absolutely. It's coming up in the next hour. Along with sewing machine needles, which you're going to need. So, okay, now you say go in with a finer needle for this.
Yes.
What sort of size?
So anywhere between sort of your 70s or 80s.
There you go.
Wouldn't go any bigger than the 80, that's for sure.
Okay, Marilyn says, hi ladies.
Hello.
Really good tips today. Jen's on, of course.
You're welcome.
Could I extend the top half of the dress, not use the gather to make a top?
Yes, because the pattern piece for, I can't remember what option it is, D and A, I think.
Marilyn, let's have a look.
Oh, there you go. So pattern A, C and D all have, looks like they have shoulder seams, whereas the option I'm having doesn't. So yes, you could definitely just make it into a top.
You could make that the length that you want. You could go for that one, couldn't you? This is the beauty of a pattern like this, isn't it? You take what these ones are gathered. Got gathered waist, but look, that one.
That one's not. So are you referring to the gather in the neckline? Is that what you're wanting to know, actually? Just clarify that question, if you can, for me.
Oh, she says, can she extend the top half of the dress and not use the gather to make a top? So that would be the bottom.
Yes, sorry, then that's, we have answered your question then.
Yes,
just had a moment then go, did we actually answer that question?
Oh, a quick warning, says producer Paul. Oh, I don't like his warnings.
I don't like them either.
Half of the stock of this fabric has gone. Do you know, I'm really pleased because it's brand new today. It's beautiful. We were running around wafting this all over the place, weren't we, this morning?
Okay, so what I'm going to show you today is the kind of the key bits in it. So the first one is if you are going to go for a more summery option where you have that kind of the sleeve that just covers the top half of your arm, so you don't want to go for the full sleeve. I'm going to show you how to bind your armholes, which I think is a great way of, a quick way of facing your armholes. So I'm going to show you that. I'm also going to show you how to attach that ruffle if you're going to go for the ruffle piece, and then we're going to get onto the waistband. So I'm going to break it down for you. Top tips along the way. So first thing I'm going to do is sew my side seams together. So another tip with your viscose is not only make sure you've got your fine needle in, but also take your stitch length down a tad to around, I think normally it comes up at like sort of 2.2 or 2.5. Like take it down to maybe 2, if not 1.8, around that range. Because when you start working with it, it will want to start to fray. So the smaller stitches will just help prevent it going any further than that stitch line. Obviously, you can finish your stitches by overlocking it. You could do French seams if you wanted to. But that initial stitch line, I would definitely go with a finer stitch. All right.
What I've noticed of late, Jen, is that lots of people are loving an overlocker, and going for overlockers at the moment. And I would say yes, enjoy that.
And do it.
So when you're ready, go for it.
Okay, so I'm going in with my finer stitches. So again, with the overlocker's great one for finishing the edges, but I probably would still go in with my sewing machine and do that finer stitch.
Right.
That is stitching, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it just gathered at the end. We just had a thread caught.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I did. I wanted to double check that as well. I was like,
yeah, thank you.
It's all right. Save you getting to the end.
Yeah.
Oh, awkward.
Yeah, thanks for that.
It's all right.
Unlike the other day with that bag.
Oh, what did I do?
You let me stitched it to the wrong side. You were like, yeah, I noticed that. And I was like, no. So I'm glad you noticed.
No, I noticed it too late. I didn't know, and then there was that awkward situation. It's like Jen's already started and she's stitching it the wrong side. Do I say anything, or do we just carry on?
Not?
And oh, how we laughed.
Oh, how we did laugh. Oh, it was the one I was covering. I was covering for Debs, wasn't I? That's all.
Yeah, so we were already just grateful that you were there. So there was absolutely no way I was going to pick up any mistakes. Just grateful to have a guest.
Too. So yeah, we've already talked about finer needle and the finer stitch. Also, when you're stitching, just be careful. Like you probably noticed that I was tapping a lot, and that kind of helps just get the grain back in position as well.
So it's not a nervous twitch.
Yeah, don't be tempted to kind of pull or drag or force it through because it is so shifty. If you like, it will move very easy. So I do a little tappy. I think CL does tappy as well, which is funny. So you're not going insane when you do it, guys. Right then, so we've done
We can't make that claim.
We can't make that claim.
It's a bold claim today, legend.
A little bit insane. So I'm just going to do the one armhole for now, and if we need to do the other one, I will do in a second.
Okay.
But, so it's all about the binding. So again, with the leftover fabric you have, I would seriously suggest just making yourself some bias binding, because it just looks divine for your projects. The print is amazing, isn't it?
Liberty,
It does, doesn't it? It does.
I mean, Liberty might shoot me for saying that because it's a viscose, not like their Liberty
cotton lawn.
London cotton
But
lawn.
no, it is lovely. So with your leftover fabric, I would be making myself some little, some handmade binding personally.
Nice.
Okay, so I've actually done my binding oversized because we still want a 1.5 seam allowance on our armholes. So I've actually made it, I need to do the maths now, 1.5, so that's 3, so it's 6 centimetres.
Okay.
Wide, which I've already gone ahead and folded in half. Okay. If you're going to use a different, like an already pre-made binding, then what I would suggest doing as one of my tips would be going into the armhole with, it would be kind of a stay stitch, but I'm going to make it an extended stitch length. Because it's going to be a tacking stitch, so I'm going to do it so you can see. Even though I've made my binding bigger so I don't have to, if your binding is shorter, I'm going to show you what you need to do.
Okay.
So I'm going to increase my stitch length to the biggest the machine will give me.
Okay.
And I'm going to stitch in a 1.5 tacking stitch.
How easy is this? What level is this?
Oh, it's easy. It is easy.
Now, do you say that just because you're good at this?
No, I think it is. It's very simple. There's no darts in there. There's no fixtures. There's no zips. There's no buttonholes in the back.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's just elastic. So you're just making casings and getting the fit with your elastic. So it is. I think it's a very good one to start with. I think actually the only thing that makes the project a little bit tricky, if you like, is just getting to grips with the fabric that you're going to be using in the project. I mean, you could make this in a cotton if you want. But I just think these fabrics are just divine for this project.
Well, we've got the cotton lawn. You know, that's the thing. We do have, and that's what you made yours out of, which is, I have to say, if only we had, so that you could feel it, because this is brand new. This is, the other two are viscose, but this is actual cotton lawn, but it's. I want to say it feels as soft as velvet. That's what I want to say. But obviously it's, do you know what I mean? It's got that real softness to it.
It almost feels like it's got a slight nap to it, that it has got that kind of...
Yeah, that's what I mean. But it hasn't, obviously, because it's just incredibly soft. And you're going to feel $1 million in this.
Love it.
Just imagine. It's just beautiful.
It's cute, isn't it?
Oh, I love it.
And simple to make. And like I say, you can either make it shorter, so it's just a little top that you can wear over your jeans for the day. And then you can make the same garment again, but use the pattern to do the full dress, and you've got a really nice evening outfit as well.
I'm going to be moving into leggings soon.
This will be a good one.
And so that, you know, something, you know, a nice length, tunicky length over leggings.
Well, there's nothing stopping you, Natasha, like we said earlier, taking this waistline up and making it more into a pilot line, so it just comes underneath the bust. So then you've got room for your little bubba.
For the bump.
For the bump.
You did say that it grown. I think it's just pizza.
It has. No, it has. Overnight.
Pop, baby, pop,
Have
pizza.
you put water on it and turned into a gremlin or something? Right, okay, so going back to our armholes. So obviously you would finish these edges off, but for speed we're not going to do that. So I've gone ahead and just done a very long stitch because I will be taking that stitch out.
Okay.
But one, it's helping support that that curve, but also it's giving me a stitching line, so I know exactly where I need to be. So if your binding was shorter, so let me just take that in a second. So when you want to sew where the fold is. Right. Whereas if it's smaller, you wouldn't know where it is to place it. So your armhole would be tighter than you want it to be.
I don't want that.
So you need to be basically taking the edge of your binding away from the edge of your armhole to be able to get it in the right position. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because you're still going to be working to the same
You need to still work to that 1.5 seam allowance, whereas if your binding is smaller because it's one that you've already got made, you've already bought it, and it's a smaller size, there's nothing wrong still using that facing, but you'll need to bring it away from that raw edge, and where the fold is, the pressed fold in your binding, you need to line that up with your line of stay stitching. okay? But I've cheated because I'm using the same fabric and using my rotary cutter, and that's also a good tip for cutting out, use your rotary cutter.
So
I've cheated and made it bigger, so I've got a 6 centimetre binding, so I've got 1.5 before I get to the halfway point, and then the same on the other one. So I know that I can, in this case, butt my binding up right to the edge of that fabric.
So today's lesson is make your own binding.
Totally make your own binding. Okay. And you've got some right good tools for that. So yeah, and also with your
next hour, in fact.
Woo, perfect. Tune in for that then. But rotary cutters is a good one for cutting out your viscose. You know, I'm a big fan of the scissors. You can do it with scissors, but it does help with the rotary cutter because it doesn't. You obviously with the scissors you're lifting as you go, which again is just going to keep distorting your fabric. Whereas with a rotary cutter it stays flat, doesn't it? So practice a little bit first. Right then, so I'm going to attach my binding. So I'm going to go with the right side of the binding to the right side of the fabric.
So you open it up.
So I'm opening the binding completely up.
Right.
Okay, and then I'm going to stitch it in place.
And yeah, this is one of those things that I'm just waiting for it to all happen and unfold because I'm not quite sure how this. I've never seen this done before. So. Oh,
it's a lovely way for if you rather than doing a binding that you can see, like the edge of your top, for instance. You can do it so it's actually tucked away, so it's actually doubling up as a facing. Nice, where normally in patterns you'd have a pattern for your facing, whereas you can cheat with the binding method.
Is this in the pattern, or are you just?
No, this is in the pattern. I'm not cheating.
Well, no, I wouldn't.
You know, I do like a good cheat, but I'm actually not cheating on this.
Well, you just like to bring your expertise to a pattern. That's what I'd say, rather than cheat.
Right, so I've just done a little time check, and I can see we're about halfway through. So I'm just going to do that section, and you'll get the point. So I've sewn my binding to the right side of my fabric.
At that 1.5? At
that 1.5 piece. I would obviously decrease my stitch length. But I've just done it for speed. So what I would do is now trim that back. So if I just get my scissors in. So obviously this is a curved edge and we are going to be flipping it completely over. So I would go right up to that stitch line.
Oh wow, okay.
And then I would also do something called grading. So you only go through one layer.
So the underneath layer, not your binding. Don't cut through your binding. Or have you?
Either one or the other, as long as one's bigger and one's smaller than the other. Okay. It just makes it less bulky.
Oh no, you are cutting through your binding, aren't you?
In this case, I'm cutting through my binding, but you could cut through your normal fabric if you wanted to. So I'll just move those out of the way. So then what you would then do is take your binding, press it out, okay? And then what you would then do is bring it all the way over, like so. And then what you could then do is tuck that under and then stitch it down. So obviously you'd want to press all of this way. But what that does is give you a really clean finish on the right side of the garment. So that's the armhole there. Yeah. But then you have a bound finish.
I see what you mean now about it being like a facing.
So it's acting like a facing. So it's a really quick way of doing your armhole. So if you've got a pattern and you don't want to put the sleeve in, and there's not a facing pattern obviously in the pattern because it's got a sleeve in, just cut some bias binding and do that method, and it just gives you that really nice clean finish. So obviously I would go in and stitch that down. There's no raw edges, it's all internal enclosed edges, so it's not going to fray. Oh, nice. And it's a really nice clean finish on the armhole.
Very clever. Right, so very clever.
One.
Not what I thought. I like it when I'm surprised.
You like that one?
Yeah, no, I like that.
Okay.
Storing that away.
Brilliant. Okay, so the next one is, you going to say something?
I was going to say, if I'd have had to have read those instructions, I'd have cried. So I'm very pleased that you're
no, the instructions are fab. They are really fab. I'm just going to stitch that down super quick. I know we've not ironed it, but just to help me with my next step. If we can.
No, hang on a minute. Talking about ironing, do I iron this on a normal cotton setting? How hot do I need to have this?
There's always test, and then do a test. So I think you'd be okay on a medium heat. To be fair, it does behave itself under the iron, so you wouldn't need to make it super hot.
Now, whilst you iron,
thanks.
I'm going to go show you some stuff over here. Alrighty, so the patterns. Here we go. We've got 2 sizes again. What I would say is head to the website, sewingquarter.com, click on this, go to watch. There's all of the fabrics and the patterns and everything underneath as a quick guide for you to find. And look at the photos of this, because on the website you have all of this. So you can zoom in and you can absolutely take a look to find how much fabric, which size you should be getting to suit you. Because, I mean, the other one, this is a size 16 to a size 26, but the other one is a size 4. What shop carries a size 4? It sounds more American to me. So I would go, whoops, my desk's moving. I would go by the numbers, these numbers, not that row of numbers. Just go with what your measurements are, basically. Brand new pattern today, $7.99 for either size, doesn't matter, either one. It's entirely up to you which one you go for. Just make sure that you get the right one for you. And then it's just down to choosing which gorgeous fabric you want to go for. Now, the one that Jen made her lovely dress out of is the actual cotton lawn. So the other two are viscose. This is actual cotton yawn. Yawn?
It's not a yawn.
Lawn.
Too delicious to be a yawn.
Very, very pretty, very pretty. 16 of you have to check out on this, and of course you're buying multiples, of course you are. Now this is 150 centimeters. This is your good dressmaking width here. This is going to be cool and beautiful. Look at those lovely colors. Perfect for spring, summer. Beautiful, beautiful. We're getting you holiday ready. In fact, I think this dress would do weddings too. I love a full-length dress for a wedding. I think it's beautiful. Really love it. I don't mean like as the bride, obviously, you know. I mean as, you know, as a guest. And then it takes you from day to night seamlessly, elegantly, and then you can pop on a pair of flip-flops when your feet hurt and heels. My top tip for you. Now, let's have a look at the blue in the viscose. We are very limited on this, but just look how it drapes. Oh yeah, I'm gonna drape it over my shoulder there so you can see, I think this would make a lovely scarf as well. If everybody checks out, yes, producer Paul, if everybody had half a metre, then it's gone. But of course you're gonna be buying this, you know, in serious meterage. Now the minimum you've been buying has been 3 meters. Look at this, it is absolutely beautiful. You might miss out if you don't check out now. Remember, you can check out as many times as you like throughout the day. We only ever charge you 1p, but I just think, look at that. Moves. It's beautiful, isn't it? Now the grey, white and red. Oh, it's just so beautiful. You're going to love this. I want to see all of your makes. Can you send us in? Can you promise to send in photos of how gorgeous you look in it, please, when you've made it? Now this is your grey version. And again, you know, if you are one of those people that has to have it in every colour, then this is the other colourway. Brand new today. This is going to be, you see, I could see dressing this up with some chunky red beaded jewellery or something. Ooh. Be really nice, wouldn't it? And a nice red belt. You could make yourself a red clutch bag. See 11 o'clock for that. Or the other thing is a pair of red flip-flops. Pair of red, you know, cheeky little red shoes. Nice. Why like flip-flops, summertime? Now, if you're making that one, then you might want the black elastic so that you can elasticate it all. Oh, it's only $1.99. It's not going to break the bank, is it? It's less than your postage. There you go. 5 meters of it. I'm not saying you're going to need all that at all. Although the other one's got a. You've got it on the neck. You've got it on the neck and the waist.
You still won't need 5.
$1.99. So you don't need 5 meters, says Jen. $1.99. BRGQ07. That's for your elastic. Hurrah! Right, without further ado, Jen, what are we doing next?
Right, so I'm going to do the ruffle, I think. So you've actually got 2 pattern pieces for this. So it's the front piece, which I've got here, and then a similar piece for the back. Okay. Now you would sew those 2 together, and then what I would suggest doing before you even start attaching it is go ahead and do your double hem on the bottom. Right. So do that finish first, and then you're ready to attach to the bodice.
Do I need to use my rolled hem foot?
You could use your you could use that.
I never have.
This could be the project for you then.
Okay.
But I'd just be careful about because you're using the viscose that you're not pulling it too much to try and get it into the fixture. Right. So again, what I would do, it's all about that stay stitch. So go with a long stitch, get that in first so it will help secure it, and then put it through your rolled hem foot and then do the rolled hem. I'm just thinking, because it does like to play around, it does like to pull, so knowing doing my rolled hems, I know that I could be quite heavy-handed with it, and I think that you might end up stretching it out of shape.
Some overlockers you can do rolled hems on as well, can't you?
Yeah, you can do that one, yeah. So you can either roll hem on your machine or roll hem on your overlocker, or go with that really clean finish on your double hem. So it's entirely up to you. Nice. Entirely up to you. Okay, so I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm just going to do the front section just so you can see how you're attaching it.
So you'd do the other one. So you look like one of the things that orbit planets.
Yes. So there's two.
Yeah.
So it's like Saturn's rings. You've got
yeah,
two
that's it.
Yep.
Saturn's
okay.
rings,
So there, it would be a big O is what you'd be working with, and I'm breaking it down, just working with the front section. So the front one's really important because you've got these two little notches here. Well, it will be two because it's cut on the fold. So I've got one here, and there is one on the other side. Okay. So I'll just leave it there for you. Just there. So there's a notch there, but because it was on the fold, there's another notch over here as well, okay? Now, that's the only thing that's telling you, which is the front and the back. So it's really important that you get those cuts in. So one notch for the front, two notches for the back. There's no notch on the back, it's just on the front, okay? So in this case, make sure you get those notches in, they're super important, all right? So once you've done that, you're good. You've already gone ahead and double hemmed, so that's that bit. So now it's about attaching it to your front facing. So again, similar situation. You won't necessarily know which is the front.
Sleeve,
there's your sleeve. You would have another sleeve over here, but I've not done that side seam. You wouldn't necessarily know what is the front and the back yet because the neckline shape isn't very visible, whereas normally on a garment you can see because one's higher and one's lower. So again, it's about looking for those notches. So you can see I've got my little notches there. Okay, so those notches match up with these notches. So it's important that you don't get this the wrong way round. So you're actually putting the wrong side of your frill to the right side of your fabric, matching up the notch.
Oh, that feels controversial.
Okay, so that's the key. If you go into auto mode, right sides together, you're going to do it wrong.
Well, that was, yeah, and I was just going to double check because I know now that I'm, you know, if I think you're going wrong to tell you that. So I was...
No, I have double checked. It is the wrong side to the right side of the fabric. We make a good team, Tash. We make a good team. No, we totally do. Okay, so I'm matching up my my notches.
We've been playing fabric for a while now, haven't we, Amy? Okay. You can see how this is going to really drape beautifully. It's about getting the right fabric. As much as it's the right tools for the job, it's the right fabrics as well. It's going to make this just gorgeous.
Okay.
Hang on, that's much longer.
It is. So I think when you look at the garment, you think that you're going to be putting in a gathering stitch into this. No, you don't. What? It's the elastic that does that. So it's,
I love that.
There's no ruffling. The only ruffle would be on the tiered dress or the tiered bottom on this.
Oh, I didn't want to make the tiered one anyway, so that's fine.
So if you wanted the gathered one, then yes, you'd be gathering your fabric. But for the neckline on this one, you don't. It's not a gather. It's sewn flat.
Okay. If you were after the blue, well done. If you managed to check out, if you didn't, needed to be quicker. It's gone, I'm afraid. But we've still got the black, the grey.
Grey black.
Grey is still available.
That's a pretty one though, isn't it?
And the red tulip. I love that red tulip.
It's lovely, isn't it?
But this one that we're demoing, it's always the way the one we demo with goes first.
Always the way.
Just fact.
And these needles are vicious. They're very sharp. Right, okay, so...
Are they almost lace weight?
Potentially.
Nice, aren't they?
You have a feel, you let me know. They're very fine, they're perfect. This is why, you know, it's not just about getting some pins, sometimes you do need the right pins for the job. Right, okay, so I'm gonna stitch this together now, again, with an extended stitch length, but again, we're not gathering, this is purely a tacking stitch. So I'm gonna extend that right up to the biggest the machine will give me. I
then forget to put it back in.
Yeah. Don't worry, because if you forget, you can just go over it again, because you can just pull it out, can't you?
Okay, yeah, that's true.
It's very true. So I'm going to stitch 1.5. So this is going to be the top of the fold. So what this stitch is doing, put my pins this side, is holding those two layers of fabric together and ready for the next process.
Okay, and I can see here, you are not manipulating that fabric, you're not pulling that fabric.
No.
You're just giving it a tippity tap.
Tippity tap tap. because there is that tendency to want to, you know, pull it and drag it into place.
Penny, give us a call. It's free to do so, 800 112 4433, and hopefully we can help you with that. But do just give us a call.
Right, so we're coming up to the last straight now.
So why is there a little bit left over either end?
A little bit left. So that would become the shoulder parts, this part.
Oh,
so that's giving you that lovely sleeve. So obviously we've put it on the off the shoulder, but you don't have to have it off the shoulder. You could have it as a neckline as well if you wanted to. It's quite
actually that is very flattering, because that's just gonna.
Well, like you say, it just covers the tops of your shoulders, doesn't it? Which is especially if you've been sunburnt, you just lift it up a bit, cover it off. So I'm coming up to the end of that little straight now. So just finish that last bit off. Brilliant. Okay, so that bit's done. So now it's about getting your iron back out. So your iron, we've got the little mat today, but your ironing board is definitely the piece you'll need, because you'll be sewing it in a tube. The whole thing will be connected, so definitely get it on the edge of your iron and move it round.
All together now.
Move it round.
9 minutes.
9 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to be folding back. Sorry, darling. Your prim fingers might be good on this as well, actually, guys. So a tip, sorry, with your iron. Now, we talk about pressing and not ironing for one anyway. But with this one, it's totally true, because when you're ironing, you do have a tendency to move the iron. So always press and lift. Make sure you lift off rather than drag off. Right. Because again, going back to that, it will.
Now, what are you actually pressing?
So I'm basically just pressing under what would be my new seam allowance, because this is going to all come back on itself. So I'm just doing the work ahead of it. So what's going to happen is you've got that stitch line we talked about there, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a stitch line in there. And then I've just folded back roughly about 1/4 of an inch. So what that's going to do is fold back on itself, and you fold up until that stitch line.
Ah.
Can you see? And that's going to become the casing for your elastic.
Oh.
So
that's very fine,
yeah,
isn't
super
it?
fine. Your elastic is quite fine anyway. This stitching will come out, but what it's giving you is the line in which you need to fold back on.
Oh, right. Oh, clever.
Okay.
And then get your bodkin out for your elastic.
Yeah, the next tip, well done, is you're going to need your bodkin. You've learnt loads. Yay. So that's your bodkin. So you're just basically sewing a casing, and then you're going to feed it all the way through, and then that gives you your neckline, gives you that finish. So it gives you your sleeve as well as your neckline front and back.
Nice.
Right.
Very nice.
Cool.
Oh, I like this. I really like this.
So again, the stitching on that's pretty simple, so we can skip on to that. So the last one would be the waistline. Do you want to do any updates before I move on to that, or do you want to head on?
No.
What do you want to do?
No, I'm good.
You're good, brilliant.
Unusual,
Right.
but
Oh, very unusual. I'm used to a little tea break, you see.
there's no time for tea today.
There's no time for tea today. Okay.
We've got 7 minutes to do a waist.
Okay, so imagine again that this garment is in your, you've already sewn it up, so the side seams are done, you've now got a neckline.
So we're working in the round.
So we're working in the round. So this is where we talked about the waistlines, potentially either taking it up, taking it down, whatever's more flattering for you. So put the garment on, and you already know where things are because you've got that running tack that we did earlier.
Yes.
Okay, so that's where it's telling you to put the waistline, but you might not want to put it there. It might not be the right position for you, depending on how your body is. So if it's you, for instance, Natasha, you could pop it on, and then what I would do is get a piece of elastic and just put a little tie in it that you can undo, and literally slip it over the top and just pull the dress out until sometimes you might not want it so baggy, you might want it a little bit tighter. And also it will tell you where you want that to be on your waist.
Yes.
Okay. So then this, again, you don't need anybody to help you do this, you can do this on your own. So the trick is get, again, a full length mirror. So you've put it on, you've put the elastic over the top, you're doing a little shimmy to find out where you want it to go.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna look in the mirror.
Right.
And then just pinch where the elastic is on the side seam, okay? And then pull it away from the body and put a pin in, and then you can take it off. And then what you would then do, so let's just say we've got a little pin mark here, and that's roughly about 2 inches away from what was the natural weight. So there's the red dots there.
That was your tack.
Those are my tacks there. and then my pin mark's up here. So I've measured the distance and it's 2 inches. So then what you can then do is go across your tacks and realign it so you know where you want it to be for you.
Yes.
So if you want to go with a more
sense.
princess seam, so you can got some place, not princess seam, sorry, a pilot line so you can put in the bump.
Yes.
Then that's what you would do. Yeah. Okay, so let's pretend that our waistline is where it needs to be.
Yes.
So we didn't have to do any of that.
Okay.
So this time.
But that also works for lengthening and shortening, because I know that we've
for this garment,
but actually,
for this garment, definitely,
yeah.
it's a really easy one to change. So you could just move it automatically. But I think with this garment, because it's so floaty, you can play around with how much gather you want in that area.
And also, you know, for the bigger busted lady, you might either need a little bit more, or you might just not want it quite so blousy.
And so clingy. You might not want it clingy. That's fine. So this time you are cutting a strip, but it's not on the bias, so it is straight.
Just a strip, right.
So it's going to be going across the body, and you're creating a casing. So again, I've cut my fabric, I folded it in half, and I've gone ahead and folded under a 1.5 seam allowance just on the one side, okay? So I've just gone ahead and folded that under, all right?
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to work with the wrong side of the fabric. So this casing is not on the outside, it's all on the inside.
Is it?
So let's just move that over.
Oh yeah.
All on the inside. So what we're going to do...
Secret gubbins.
Secret gubbins. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my fabric with the, again, right sides on the wrong side of the fabric. So it's all sorts of confusions. But I'm going to put the raw edge on the edge of my tacking stitch, like so. Okay? Right. I'm going to pin that in place. And then what you're going to do, that's not a pin, that's a needle, is sew down that length. So this is where you can see where you need to go. So there's not going to be any pulling or anything like that. So this is the binding. There's little bits of red there, which is my tacking stitch. Can you see that there? Yeah? So I'm taking the edge that I've not folded under, pre-folded, against that tacking stitch, and I'm going to stitch in a 1.5 seam allowance along the whole thing. So again, you'll be working in the round. And then once you've done that, you can then fold that over and then repeat the same process with a top stitch on that one, so creating the band. So just remember, at one of the side seams, you need to leave a hole.
Yes, awkward otherwise.
So when you've left the hole, you can then feed through your elastic with your bodkin. But that's how you would do your waistband. So again, just to recap, so you're putting the edge that you've not folded up against your tailor's tacks, which is just there, up against the edge, stitching that in place first, and then folding it over. Again, get your iron out, give it a press. You've already folded under your seam allowance, and then you just need to top stitch that down to create your casing for your elastic.
That is very clever.
It's nice, isn't it? A nice clean finish. Nice. And again, very comfortable against the skin.
Yes.
Whereas if you sew the elastic directly to the garment, you've got the elastic on you. Whereas I think this is a really nice, clean way of getting an elasticated waist, but in a really clean and comfortable way.
I like this. I like it a lot. It's a real good one.
It's so simple to do. I think it's a really good one, especially because I said there's no fit in there, there's no darts, there's no fastenings, there's not a zip, there isn't a button, but it looks fabulous. So it's definitely a good one to do. I'm impressed. And well done if you've got the fabric as well. Yeah. Jen, thank you. You're welcome. So much. Don't go anywhere. I won't. We've got a bag to make. Ever. Because, yeah, we do have a bag to make. And I think we are sorting holidays, weddings, all those sorts of things where you want to look good. We're inspired by the equinox. Summer is finally coming in. It's great. Yeah, it was -1 when I drove in. But yes, absolutely. I'm with you on that. See you in a bit. Now, give us a call if you're having any problems checking out. It's free to do so, 0800 112 4433. The fact that producer Paul's saying that suggests that some of you may have had a few little issues. 0800 112 4433. We don't charge you a penny for a phone call. It's a UK-based call centre, and they're really lovely, actually. You know, sometimes you just ring up just for a quick chat. Here we go. This is the pattern. You have got 4 different options for your pattern. I like this a lot. Doesn't it look different actually in the shorter form as well?
But again, you know, shorten a bit and you've got a tunic. All sorts of different ways. I love this one. How elegant is that? Really lovely. So you can have whatever style you like. Now, I've got 2 different sizes for you. You decide which one you want. Again, go to the website, and underneath where you can watch us live, you will find the pattern, and there is a photograph of the back of the pattern. So you can check which style you want to do and which sizing is best for you. So then you know how much fabric to get. 2-stage process. 2 fabrics left. I want it on all 3, I'm not going to lie. Now, the tulip is a cotton lawn. Okay, so this is 100% cotton. It's a beautiful, wow, look at that. 26 of you have this in your baskets, 26 of you. If everyone had ½ a metre, you'd sell out, but of course you're going to be wanting more than that, aren't you? That's producer Paul, he's doing maths. He's doing maths up there. So again, cotton, it's a lawn weight, so it's that beautiful lighter weight. It's a finer thread, so it just drapes beautifully. Look at that. Just look at that. $5.99 per ½ a metre, but you are going to absolutely love it. And, you know, just to be able to get, I don't know about you, but my waist and my height and everything else all over the place. So to be able to actually get a full-length dress that fits would be, it'd just be heaven, absolute heaven. So here we go again. Now this is the grey version. I think they're lovely for evenings. And actually just because I've got a black cardi. So, you know, if I want to keep warm. Very lovely. And I would dress that up with a bit of red jewellery. Beautifully. So that's $4.99 per ½ a metre. This is viscose. So man-made, so it's still going to breathe beautifully. It's not like polyester. This is still going to breathe beautifully. So for all your holidays where it's nice and hot, you know, you're not going to be... this is perfect. Now, next hour, it's all about the tools. We've talked about the right tools for the job. And I laughed at this, but actually I love it. And I only laughed because I'm a child. But look, there we go. It balances like that. You turn your light on, and then you can do all of your hand stitching. I don't know about you, but my lighting in my house is abysmal. So getting the right light and actually being able to see what I'm doing. What a joy. We're giving you the gift of light and sight after this very short break. See you in just a minute.
Join us on Facebook. Simply search for The Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more.
On Sunday the 25th of March, tune in for an exciting hour of brand new gorgeous Liberty fabric with the lovely Jenny Smith. Liberty London is a haven for fabric lovers, with dressmakers and quilters from all over the country flocking to their shop to get their hands on Liberty's stylish range of eclectic bold prints. We'll be bringing you their brand new Cottage Garden range, which is the second in their new quilting weight fabric collection. So make sure you tune in when we bring you a range of over 20 Liberty fabrics to choose from, coming in beautiful shades of dusky pinks, denim blues and cool corals. These beautifully patterned fabrics are soon to become instant Liberty classics. Jenny will be showing us her favourites from the range and making you swoon over these pretty ½ meters you'll be itching to buy for your stash. So make sure you don't miss our Look at Liberty on Sunday the 25th of March, 8 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678. Sewing Quarter have an exclusive, amazing price for our viewers on the Elna Expressive 920 sewing and embroidery machine. This ultimate machine is the perfect investment to help you enjoy sewing, quilting and embroidery like never before, with a range of impressive features to help you every step of your project. This ultimate machine is the perfect investment to help you enjoy sewing, quilting and embroidery like never before, with a range of impressive features to help with every step of your project. This top-of-the-line machine truly has the wow factor, with an embroidery speed of 1,000 stitches a minute and a large hoop size, making embroidery a breeze. The The high-resolution touchscreen allows you to create your own stitches and designs, and it also has an automatic needle threader for ultimate ease. The machine also includes 10 fonts for monogramming, 13 one-step buttonholes, and a variety of over 400 stitches. You'll be spoilt for choice. It also has an expansive bed space to allow for quilting and larger makes to make it the machine you can't live without. Elna Expressive 920 sewing and embroidery machine means you won't be able to wait for your next make. Head over to our website to find out more about our amazing exclusive price on this fabulous machine. On Saturday the 24th of March, we've got Anna from Alice Caroline on the show. Anna will be here to show us the stunning Bluebird quilt block and cushion cover. She will also be showing us a Liberty Market tote bag in blue and bright yellow, and a blue log cabin cushion kit. And on top of all of that, you'll also get the chance to get your hands on Liberty Charm squares, available in 3 beautiful colourways. So get ready to be charmed by Alice Caroline's range of Liberty goodies. Tune in on Saturday the 24th of March at 9 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678. On Saturday the 24th of March, we get ready to welcome back Mandy Shaw to the show when she joins John for 2 hours of fun. Mandy will be showing us a range of makes that will welcome Easter, including a basket of bunnies adorned with adorable bunny characters and eggs. She'll also be showing us her beautiful spring wreath and her French sewing tidy, perfect for keeping all your tools and tidbits safe. Fans of Mandy will be delighted by her gorgeous primrose spoolie doll dressed in gingham and will be inspired by her book, Stitch into Spring. So make sure you don't miss Mandy on Saturday the 24th of March at 8 AM and 10 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678. Hello, welcome back. Now, I've been teasing you with this. I'm not going to lie, when I did my prep for the show yesterday, I did look at the packaging and go, what? What on earth is going on there? What is that balancing on? What? And so I went straight to the show trolley and whipped it out to have a good look. And it's, once I stopped laughing, because I am a child, and once I stopped giggling, tittering to myself, this is it. And I love it. So I'll turn to the side here. Basically, you can arrange it wherever you want, put it wherever you want. And we did try it on the boys, because I said, well, what happens if you don't have boobs to balance on? What happens then? So we tried it on Ian, the buyer. He doesn't have any boobs. I can just guarantee he doesn't. And it worked fine for him as well. So this is a magnifying glass. So it's got 2 times magnification on here, which is fabulous. And also, when I do this, you ready for this? Whee! It's also going to give you light exactly where you want it on your project. So you've got 2 LED lights there, which means that any hand sewing that you're doing, any, cross stitch or anything like that you might want to be doing at any point, then you can do it, and you can adjust it for exactly where you need it, which is great, because these have got little rubbery bits on that just sit, and it's not uncomfortable, it doesn't dig in or anything like that, it just sits really pleasantly, it's not hurting my neck. This I can adjust so that I can get it to exactly the right angle. I can sit down. I do my EPP, my English paper piecing, at night in my sitting room. The lighting is dreadful. Even though I put daylight lamps in all of the lights, it didn't work quite enough. So actually this would be perfect. So then I can actually see the stitching that I'm doing. It's lit, but I'm not having to light the entire room, which annoys my husband if he's watching a movie. This is perfect, wherever you go. If you go to your caravan or something like that and you don't have great lighting, one day it will be absolutely, hang on, let me see if I can show you this magnification. one day it'll be nice and sunny and light later, and you'll be able to, now then, there you go. And you'll be able to actually do some sewing outside into the evening with a nice glass of Pimm's. On a train, sewing, you know, you can take it with you wherever you go. So incredibly portable. It's one of those things you know, you'd never even thought you needed, but actually you need it. I really like it. Yeah, that's great. Brand new today. So, you know, even if you're just reading packaging, or you've got, you know, how often do you not quite have your glasses to hand? But actually, this is great. Sit there and sew. And then it's just, and then if you don't want, just put it down like that. You could do like a Sherlock Holmes. It's just brilliant. Really great. And then you've got the light there. That's the thing. You've got magnification and light exactly where you want it. You're not hindered by trying to plug things in or get cords to reach or anything like that. It is there to hand always. And just put it wherever you need it. So I don't know if I can get... So this, okay, let's have a look all the way around this. So there it is, that side. You've got your little rubbery feet there. And they're on a curve, so they sit really nicely. And we've tried this on all people in the office. Everybody had to have a go. Yes, I made them. Not going to lie, I made them. But actually because people laughed at me to start off with. But then actually, once they had it on, they're like, oh, handy. Very handy. That is your on-off switch there. Bing, 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 bing. And it doesn't create such a massive light that you're going to blind everybody else within the vicinity. It is literally just going to light what is in your hands, the project that you're working on. So it's just giving you that light. There you go. You can see the light falling exactly where my hands are. So if my husband likes to have all the lights off when he's watching a movie, you know, make him feel like he's in a cinema, popcorn a lot. And so he always, there's, you know, grudgingly, he'll let me have a light on so that I can do a bit of sewing. But this would be perfect. Yeah, sew away, perfect. And of course, this is your adjustable cord. So you can see it. Let me turn the light off. You do have to add in 3 AAA batteries. That's very easy to do. They're not included. You have to find that yourself. So you can just adjust your cord to whatever length you like. Very easy to do. Now, what it's doing is giving you shadow-free illumination. So you're getting a true light on your work, and you're just going to be able to sew. Maybe you bought that big English paper piece quilt that we had on the other day. You're going to be doing a lot of EPP if you're doing that. The lens itself is 5 inches, so you've got a lovely viewing point, shall I say there. So it's plenty to get your detail with your hand, whatever it is that you're working with. You know, and you can really get the detail going there. Sorry about the light. There you go. There are studio lights. And then you see, I haven't even got that turned on. There you go. There are my lights on. So no, and you see, look, there you can see that the light is falling exactly on my fingers where, oh gosh, you can see how rough my hands are from the snow. You can see that that's going to highlight exactly what I need, where I need it. And the cord is nice and soft. It's not, it doesn't, this isn't, because this is propped, right? It's not going to hurt your neck to have it around your neck. It's no different to having your glasses around your neck, is it really? But better. Because as soon as it's propped, like that. So hands, I've got 2 hands. I've got 2 hands to do everything. I've got a child, when do I ever have a hand free? This is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, I tell you what, he's into Lego at the moment, trying to find in a badly lit room the right colour Lego. It was a crocodile he wanted to make last night. Awful. And can I see this? Actually, I could just have a quick look at my Lego pieces. Perfect. So if your husband maybe does model making, maybe this is great for him doing model making. So it's not just us sewists that need it. Everybody needs it. It's great. Yeah. And angle it as well. As I get big, I'll probably angle it on the old bump. There we go. So let me show you it with and without the light. So let me show you the goddess sheet, because that's got quite small writing. Hang on. Don't know, it's trying to get the angle for the camera. Let's see if I can get this. So that's it. That's it with that. I'll just show you this so that you can see the light. And then the light is on. Light off, light on. We have got a lot of studio lights, as you've seen from the reflection in the top of the, look at all our lights, woo! But to be able to then still have that difference in light when I turn that on and off, that's good. 5-inch across there, two LEDs, it's not heavy. Maybe you're doing crosswords, maybe you're doing cross stitch. I mentioned cross stitch, you know, just because, you know. La, 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 la. Should you wish to do cross stitch, I'm going to get in so much trouble for this. Look at that. Without, with. That's going to help enormously, isn't it? Oh, I didn't even notice that little one down there. Hello. Hi there. Do you want to come and see Nellie and Norma over here? Nellie and Norman over here. We decided, John, if you're watching, this is Nellie and Norman. After he gave us a tour of his house the other day on Facebook. There you go. Chilling out, taking it. So, look, you can see, if you're doing intricate work, it's going to really, yeah. The writing is the smaller stuff. I mean, obviously, you're going to have this exactly where you need it. And you can see there's a kind of bluish tint to it. That's because the lights are on. Nice. You can really see that magnification there. Fabulous. Cross stitch. What I'm going to say is watch next week. Now, very, very lightweight, easy to use, easy to adjust, so it's always going to be at exactly the right angle for you. It just sits. Just sits. It's brilliant. $19.99. IZOH20. 20. Nice. Do check out your baskets for that. Every time we bring a new gadget that's really useful, they fly. So please do check out your baskets for that. Now, what would you like to do, Producer Paul? You'd like to do all the... Oh, yes, I did promise you needles, didn't I? Now, Geraldine sent a message in earlier saying, Tash, you all right? Stretching across it. I'm fine. Fine stretching. Consider it a bit of yoga. It's all good. Now, and I don't need a seat, says Producer Paul. I've been offered one. I had to health and safety risk assess me. It's very funny. I've never spent such a funny half hour of my life going, I do need to do what? Do we need to move the desks further apart so I can get through? I'm like, I know, you know, I've put on a bit of weight, but, you know, not that much. Here we go, needles. Abe, okay, you are getting, this is your leather one. So you get, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is, yeah, it is right. So different weight needles. You know, sometimes, well, okay, so Joe Carter yesterday, for example, said use a leather needle if you're using the fleece making the unicorn. I don't have a leather needle. So these are on the show today for you. So if you don't have a leather needle, don't worry, because you've got that. Now, this one is for your jersey. Now, jersey, you want a rounded sort of bald one so that you're not going to run on those fabrics. So again, if you've got jersey fabrics, got your needles now. This one is for embroidery. Lovely. So if you're doing a spot of embroidery or you're using those fancy stitches on your machine, because you've probably got over 100 of them, not using them enough. This is your jeans needle, again, great for those thicker fabrics. Perfect. Universal, everyday universal. And then you've got your quilting needle in there as well. So that's $15.99. That gives you a real good range. Now, hang on, what did Jen say? What size did Jen say? Did she say up to like she said a 14. That's a size 14. The quilting needle actually goes up to a size 14. I think she said 80 as well, so that's 75 to 90, so 80 sits in the middle there. So very handy to have all those different sizes. And then when our designers say, oh, you need a diddle-a-da, you've got them. And you get 5 of each as well. So you've got your leather. Here we go. Leather, jersey, embroidery, jeans, universal, quilting, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 needles there. That's a smidge over 50p a needle. It's all right, isn't it? That's very good. And then you've got them there. So there's no need to worry when your unicorn arrives. Oh, I haven't got the right needle, can't start it, got to wait for it to arrive again. No, pop this in your basket today, check out, and then off you go. Good job. All happy days. There we go. Now, right, next up, can I show these? Because these have only been on, I think, once. Producer Paul. I'm going for this. I love these. Now, we were saying earlier, this is the smaller one. This might not be something that you fill your workspace with, because they are $19.99, but for special things, I think it's really lovely. You've got a little leather tag there, a nice, I love that blue. It's my kind of blue. I think that's really beautiful. And then, for all your trinkety things or your special things, look at that. It's lovely. And yeah, they're really deep as well, so it's going to hold an awful lot. And I just think that's really lovely. $19.99. Feels beautiful. All made of wood. Ever so lovely. I remember having to make something similar for woodwork for my dad. Of course, if you don't want it, take that bit out. And then you've just got the space there. Or if you wanted to take out... So you can space it. She says, now trying to get it back in. You can space it how you want, so you might want a larger bit in the middle. So you can do that too. So it's very versatile. I really like this, I have to say. I think it's really lovely. It's classy, isn't it? It might, do you know what? There'll be a jewellery in there. It doesn't have to be in your workroom, does it? It's just a really nice thing. Well, you see, this is it. I think it's almost too nice to have in my sewing room. I think I might just have this. Look at that. Just really nice. Right, if you're having any problems, if you're having any problems checking out, producer Paul says, send him an email. I don't know what he's going to do, but he'll do something. Yeah, and here's the email, studio@sewingquarter.com. I don't know what's going on, but if producer Paul says, if you're having any trouble, send him an email, and he'll sort it out for you. Like I said, I don't know what he's going to do. Right, so we've got two different sizes. This is the larger one. This is the grey one. I really like them together. How lovely does that look together? Treat yourself. So let's have a look at just the larger one. Very nice. So again, you've got your little leather lifter, suede lifter. And again, look. So you can decide, I like this. This makes me happy because I can pop all my bits and bobs in exactly how I want. Like I say, do you know what? I might even just put jewellery and stuff in there. 25 by 25 centimetres, so 1/4 metre. And it feels so smooth. The wood is so smooth. Very practical. Again, if you want to take the dividers out, then you can. And if you wanted to, so that you didn't see that bit, you can just spin that around so you just see the top bit. So you've got 12 different compartments there, if you wish, with 6 removable partitions. So you divvy it up how you want. Do you know what I was thinking last night as I was scrabbling through the Lego to try and work out which bit was the right bit for this shark tooth and the shark fin and everything else, was that actually we needed to have all the different coloured Lego bits and different things. I think this might be a bit excessive for that, for a 4-year-old, but it's a really beautiful thing. And it's something that I don't mind having out on the side, you know, because it looks so lovely. And I think if you really treated yourself and went for both, I think they stack beautifully. I really like that. I really like that. It's smart, isn't it? Really smart. Now, if you want to put all your haberdashery bits and bobs, it's really nice, isn't it? It's really smart. And I think it's not flowery, it's not flouncy, it's contemporary, it's smart, it's wooden, it's not going to go out of fashion. It's something that Stephen, my husband, wouldn't mind having on the side because it's not all florally. So it's just going to be, cameraman Mike's laughing at me. You know what I mean. You've had this conversation with the missus, haven't you? You know, it's different tastes. It's fine. You know, when you're in a marriage, you've got to make things work. And so I think this is perfect because it's gonna look fab. 1 P&P, buy 2, buy 3, buy however many. I really like this. I have to say, it's so smart. And the little detail, you've got that little suede tag there. Oh, can I just stay with it? It's so soft. Right, okay. Don't miss out on that. Now, ironing blanket. Let's have a look at my iron. Oh, this one over here. Nice. Now, Jen was using our ironing blanket earlier, but when we talk about doing rolled hems or double hems or whatever it was that she was saying we should be doing, sometimes you need a little bit of guidance. Firstly, to make sure you're not pulling your fabric out of place, then this is really handy because especially if you're trying to do it on a straight line, then you can use that guide and then you know that you're not ironing off on a squiff rather. And also this gives you centimetres so you can then fold it over, press. Fold over, press. You've also got, if you're ironing out your bias binding, your 45-degree line there, 30 degrees, 60 degrees, you've got the lot. Or if you want to have it super, super duper, you've got that metallic where it's going to foof back the heat. Reflective. Yeah, foof back, you know what I mean, it's going to reflect back the heat. A-level physics here, you would never guess it, would you? And this is $24.99. Helps if I can actually read the price as well. And that's great. There we go. Yes, Director Tim, do remember that when you're using your tin foil. It wants to floof everything back. But that's what that's done. So that's a reflective fabric there that will then reflect back the heat. So you're getting the heat on both sides, basically. Extra super pressing of those seams and whatnot. So very handy. You've got all your measurements here. You've got the grid here that you can use that as a guide. And also you're going to, okay, sometimes, I didn't want to I've got a great big ironing board for doing bedding. I don't want to take it up and down the stairs. So actually, something like this is incredibly handy because I can just take it out when I need to. I don't have to then do all the folding away and everything of a full ironing board. It's just very handy. Just have it tucked down the side, bring it out as and when you need it. Very, very useful to have. $24.99. You've seen us. We just tuck ours down the side, whip it out whenever we need to. $24.99. Don't ruin your worktops, for goodness sakes. You know, I know people that just iron onto a tea towel. No, don't do that. Properly protect everything. Because as much as that is going to reflect the heat, if you're using that side, it will also reflect the heat back off if you're using this side as well. So it's not going to take all the heat down onto your work surface. Very handy. I like it a lot. Now, a rotating cutting mat is not to hand, but it will be shortly, I'm sure. So, you want to have a look at this again, Producer Paul? Yeah. Now then. This was brand new today, which is why I'll show you if you've only just joined us. Very handy. Knitting, sewing, cross-stitching, English paper piecing, whatever you're doing, adjust it at the right angle. So these are little rubbery stops, and so they grip onto whatever angle you decide to put it on so that it's right for you. You've got your magnification, it's 5 inches across. You've also got 2 little lights there, which light up exactly where your hands are. So whatever you're working with, maybe it's model making, maybe actually it's just really useful for putting your nail varnish on. You know, so you can actually see what you're doing. So, or maybe you want to come and have a look at these. Oh, can I show you this one? Because we all sort of looked at this and went, yeah. I don't do mornings. There's your light. So there's it with it off, light on. And bearing in mind, you can see all of our studio lights reflected in it. So the fact that it's doing that, and then you can have it at whatever focus you need it in for your light, for your eyes. So we're bringing you portable light, portable magnifying glass, wherever you need it. Light off, light on. There you go. You can just hit, yeah! Hello, pussycat. There you go. So 19.99. Woohoo! Just takes 3 little AAA batteries. It's going to last a long time, isn't it? So have a look at another one over here. What these, the little beach huts, producer pauses, the houses. How small your house is. Oh, hello, seagull. Whoop. Oh, hang on. I'm trying to see in the camera where I'm at. Hello, seagull. Brand new today. Do check out your basket. If you are someone that likes a bit of cross stitch, look at the detail that you can pick up there. It's great. You can really see, especially with that fine black line over there. Oh, and that seagull up there. Yeah? Whee! And then can I just show you this one over here, because I really like this one. Sorry, producer Paul, but I'm on a roll over here. Because I think we all agree, cats are like biscuits. Down here. One is never enough. Ha ha! Look at them. Fabulous. So that is your hands-free, and it's hands-free because it's like that. Ba 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 ba. There you go. Perfect. Now, the goddess sheet is what we have next. Here we go. So this is your goddess sheet here. This is the size of it. So if I just pop that, I don't think we've ever actually taken this out of the packet, but that's the size of your goddess sheet there. And what this is, because it's a funny name, doesn't really tell you what it is, does it? It just says goddess sheet. There we go. So it says, and I'll tell you what it says on the back of the packet so you know exactly what the manufacturer says. Nothing stays stuck to the goddess sheet. If only I could make clothes out of it with my little one. Designed to be used with fusible, it's also suitable for all types of craft. Think goddess sheet. Anytime you need a long-lasting, non-stick, transparent, high heat tolerant, easy to clean surface. Perfect. So great for all your applique and things like that. Absolutely perfect. And also if you're worried about how, you know, whether or not a fabric is going to be damaged by heat, then use this. It's handy size. It's going to work a treat if you've just bought the other ironing thing. And there it is. You've even got your little goddess sheet thing down there. Perfect. Oh no, you meant to remove the sticker. There you go. So that's $14.99. Again, these are the sort of things that you only buy once, because it doesn't run out. It's just there once. $14.99. CMEQ10 is your code for that. So very handy. The last thing you want to do is stick up your iron, because it's expensive. Irons cost a lot of money, so don't you know, get sticky on your iron. So if you are using things like your heat and whoops, slippery. If you are using things like your heat and seal. Now, this is your heat and seal, and this is the light version. So this is for fusing thinner material. It's great if you want something that's going to be still remain soft, and it's also breathable. So it's basically a fine grid of glue with a paper backing. So it's going to provide a light permanent bond for you so that you can fuse two layers of fabrics together. Talks you through step by step. You can machine wash it at 40 degrees. You can line dry it, and then you can warm iron it on a low heat once it's all in place. But you see, great to use with your Mistifuse, you see. So $4.99 for your heat and seal. It's a bit like heat and bond. There we go. Now, we've had some beautiful quilts on of late, as ever. That's what I'm trying to say. And what we have found so often is, especially if you cut something on the bias, if you're doing your half square triangles or something like that, and you are then trimming, because it's on the bias and it's stretchy, the less you can handle that fabric, the better, especially when you're trimming back. So this is incredibly brilliant because you just cut. I want to go around, spin it, cut. You don't have to move. You don't have to realign. You don't have to handle that fabric. So it keeps handling of the fabric to a minimum. Stop, you know, so it's not going to fray as much. You're not going to be messing around with that bias if you cut on a 45-degree angle. you've got all of these angles. You've got your 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree, 90 degrees. So you've got a whole grid on here as well, which is just fab. When you pick it up, don't worry if you do that and go, ah, I've broken it. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. This means that it grips your surface. So that goes down first. That's going to grip onto your surface. And then that just slots in so that it then spins. Lucy Brennan always asks for this. She always wants this every time because it's just so handy. And it's the perfect size for a block. And you just, so it doesn't take up much room, and you just spin it around, chop. So you're always cutting safety as well. So we're talking about safety, we're talking about getting the best results, because I know you're perfectionists, so you don't want to be manhandling that fabric, but it's also about safety, so you're not cutting off at, I've seen some of you cut at really strange angles because you don't want to move it. So also self-healing, so you're not going to get a bumpy cut, you're going to get a nice smooth cut, and round it goes, just keeps on going round, as I like to think. So 1 P&P, you can get this, however many other things, it's just £2.95 per P&P per day, but very, very handy. Very lovely self-healing cutting mats. You've got all of your grids there, all of your measurements there. Perfect, just £32.99. Again, this is one of those things, if you look after it, I don't see why you'd ever need to buy another one. So one-off payment to make the job easier. It's all about the right tools for the job. Yes, you can struggle without. Yes, you can carve without, but actually keep yourself safe, cut at the angle that means that you're getting the best cut, that you're keeping yourself safe, and that you don't hurt yourself, you don't accidentally cut because you're cutting at a funny angle, or that you have to go back in and cut again because you didn't quite get it because we've all done it. Get this. There we go. For example, if you happen to have a, have I got any fabric hanging around anywhere? Well, the fabric's gone. Where'd it go? Anyway, so say you wanted to trim something back. Don't know if I've got some down here. Then you just, I mean, look, this is an 8.5 inch creative grid. So all you would do to trim your block down, pop your fabric under there, get your rotary cutter, you trim, spin, trim, and you're always going at an angle that is perfect for you, and always cutting away from yourself for safety and all of that. And there it is. So it works perfectly. And actually this is that handy? Oh, here we go. So with creative grids, let's have a quick talk about creative grids for those of you that have never used them before. And this is on the show because I saw on the fan page, one of you said, I'm a dressmaker, I'm starting into quilting, where do I start? Well, the right tool for the job is great. And as I said, you know, buy cheap, buy twice. I did do that. So don't, basically. We're here to save you from buying twice. This has got beautiful inbuilt grips. So you see that sort of opaque bit there? See all of these circular bits and the opaque bits around there? That is your inbuilt grip. That's built into the ruler. So it grips the fabric. You are not moving. So when you cut with confidence. I had rulers that didn't, and I slipped, and I became worried. I became really nervous to cut with a rotary cutter. This means that you don't. So now I only have creative grids because I want that confidence. I don't want to waste my fabric. I don't want to hurt myself, more importantly. So that's why I go for creative grids myself. So you've got all of these grips. So no matter how small a piece of fabric you're cutting, because that will give you a 4.5 inch if you're cutting down. So lovely if you've got, if you're working on 4 inch squares and you've got 4 of them together for a larger block, perfect. Now, with the square and the rectangular rulers with creative grids, what you'll see here is that I've got inches across the top here. So all of the white measurements are inches, plain inches. That's what we're used to on a ruler. Nothing exciting about that, you tell me, but I spin it around and suddenly, if I'm cutting something back and I want it at 4.5 inches because it's going to end up being a 4 inch finish block, I don't want to be trying to work out which is my halfway. I've mismeasured, especially because I'm a metric girl. I'm of the generation that's metric. I have to really think about inches. So actually the fact that they've given me a 4.5 there, or a 3.5, they've given me that 1/2 inch. And also you'll see this opaque bit here, that is a 1/2 inch as well. So that's another thing that I can use when I need a quick 1/2 inch. Over this side though, that's a 1/4 inch with that inbuilt grip there. So those really handy numbers that you use all the time. So a great place to start. Anybody that's thinking of starting, coming across from the dressmaking side, starting into the quilting side, or indeed just starting quilting, Creative Grids is a great place to start. And also a good cutting mat, self-healing cutting mat, and also your rotary cutter, which we'll get to in a minute. Now can't do what? Yeah, this one. Oh, we can't do the rotary cutter. Okay, right. Sorry, I didn't hear you. There we go. Okay. So up here, this is another really handy standard when you're starting out size ruler. Is that at a really awkward angle? Again, you can see your inches across there. When you flip it around, you've got your 1.5 inches in the black across there. Now, why this one is so important is when often I'm going to be cutting strips from my fabric. Selvage to selvage, a piece of fabric, you're looking at 44 inches. So fold that in half, you're left with 22 inches. So when I put a 22-inch underneath here, then I've got, this is 24.5 inches. So I've got 1 inch to lead the edge of my rotary cutter in and 1 inch to lead out with. And then I can cut my 2.5 inch strips, 4-inch strips, whatever it is I'm cutting, I can do that in one and not have to then lift and replace my ruler. So this is a really handy one to have. So if you're starting out, I would really recommend this as one of the first rulers you ever get. $23.99, again, you've got that inbuilt grip as well with Creative Grids. It's $23.99, RDCQ96. We're very lucky that our quilters had actually found this before we came to wear. Those that haven't are now rebuying. Those of our guests that we have on the show who hadn't already discovered Creative Grids have now used them on the show and now restocking, rebuying with these. Lucy Brennan says that she was very lucky because she was introduced from the start to Creative Grids. So again, at home, this is what she uses. So she's very happy to endorse it on the shows because this is actually what she uses. I'm the same now. No other rulers, I just use Creative Grids because they feel so safe. They feel so sturdy. It's a UK company, family-run company, really, really lovely. So that's where I would start. Now, back to dressmaking. This is your seams right. This is designed by Nancy Simon. Now, she was a lady who knew a thing or two about dressmaking. And this is incredibly useful. It's a multi-purpose tool. It's about the size of a credit card, actually. So, you know, very handy to store. But what it gives you are all of those measurements that we use time and time and time again. So if you're checking a seam, then you can, if it's 5/8 of an inch, you can just slot it in and make sure that you've got exactly that. Here, you've got 3/8 of an inch, and also if you want to measure your buttonholes, or the spacing between your buttonholes, then you can use that to do so. Get your pen in there and mark those buttonholes. So if you are dressmaking, this is a really natty piece of equipment to have. You've got 1.5 inches across there. Or even if you just want to check your sizing. I was doing something the other day that I was doing a double hem, and I just really wanted to make sure that I'd measured it right. So when I was hemming, I really wished I'd had it because I could have just slotted that in and then just moved the fabric as I folded it. I would have just moved the fabric up and checked. So I'd have moved it up there, checked, move along, check, move along, check. Very handy. And also, if you're working on your buttonholes, that's 1 inch there. So you can measure exactly how long you want your buttonholes, or if you're measuring where you're going to put them, you can then measure along. And again, so you've got 7/8 of an inch there. So you've got all of the measurements to check. 3/8 of an inch, 5/8 of an inch. 3/4, 1/2 inch, and 1 inch. So that's $10.99 and an incredibly useful piece of kit. So that's SBGQ20. There we go. Now, hang on, I can feel a message coming on. What's going on up there, Producer Paul? If you're buying on the web and you're doing what? Oh, and yeah, if you're buying on the web and you want to buy, yeah. Oh, the buy now button has moved to the bottom of this. Why is it moving around the place? Anyway, the buy now button has moved to the bottom. The button's moved to the bottom of the screen. There you go. That is my message for you. So those of you that are struggling, it might just be that the buy now button's moved. Scroll down. Should be at the bottom of the screen. Now, what about this? This is rather nice, isn't it? If you would like to store your spools so that you can always see them, then can I recommend a lovely wooden rack? This is by Millwood. You can get 60 spools on there, so a lot of thread. Pop them on and off you go. You can also, if I just spin this around for you as well, you can hang this on the wall. So if desk space is an issue, you can just hang it on the wall, and then you've got all of your spools ready to hand, easy to have. You can easily pick the correct colour, and you are good to go. So that's $19.99. Solid wood there. Now I think that is untreated, so if you wanted to paint it, I'm pretty sure that you could. Or if you're happy just to have, you know, lovely natural wood, then that's looking good. $19.99 MBGQ 43. I like that. It reminds me of stadium seating, but for your threads, so you can see them all. Very lovely. $19.99. Again, this is one of those things that if you just like to, I like to work in a nice environment, albeit a bit messy. But this is going to be a lovely way to just enhance that working experience, that working environment. Love it. There you go. Now all of this 1p&p, don't forget. Keep treading on stuff. Yeah, let's have a look at some more storage. I've got a lot. I am going to, well, let's work our way up in size. So maybe you are going off to, this is the little one. This is the 12 spool box. So sometimes, you know, we go off on holiday. I think, is it Jill that's in Portugal at the moment? Morning, Jill. And she says, you know, gosh, she's doing all of her sewing. And if you know the projects that you're taking, just take the corresponding coloured threads and pop them in there. With the lid on, they're not going anywhere. So you're not going to end up with some sort of bird's nest at the end of it that you've got to then try and untangle. But it just means you're not having to take all your threads. You just pick the ones that you want. Maybe you're off to a workshop or something else. Then there it is. And it's easy, it's portable. You can see which colours you've got. And so that's your 12. And then the next one up, I believe, does 18, yes? So again, maybe you've got lots of sewing projects. Maybe you're going for a fortnight and you want to take a few more threads with you. Then again, pop them in there. They fit the Gutermann threads absolutely perfectly, but only because it's made by, I think, is it made by Gutermann? Yeah, it's Gutermann. So that's right. Yeah, there we go. So £5.49 again. Or if you just don't want your threads getting dusty, or if you just want to be able to pop them away in a drawer, not everybody likes to have their threads out, then that's got a lovely lid on. Pop it in your drawer and off you go. They're safe. They're not going to get dusty. And off you go. I hate dusting, so anything that keeps the dust off, I'm happy. There we go. My dusting is on a par with my baking. Not good. Now this one is for even more. This one gives you 27, so you can store 27 threads in there for just £6.49. And again, you've got your lid. Now, don't try as I did. I thought, that's about the right size as, you know, you are spoiling us with these chocolates type boxes. And I tried to store my threads in there. Don't, because they just rattle around and they get all jumbled and messed. Get a proper spool holder where they actually sit in their own position, and with the height of the lid, it means that they can't come out. Even if you turn it upside down and rattle it around, they're not going anywhere. They will still be perfectly where you place them, unlike in my Ferrero Rocher box. Don't do that. I've tried everything. I have tried the lot in my journeying. I'm sure that'll be fine. No. There's a reason that these things exist, and here's why. Now, this is great. This is a little bobbin box. Again, every time I get a new set of threads, I I do a bobbin, a matching bobbin straight off. And then so I would maybe store them in there, have my corresponding bobbins, because I hate having to start a project and then having to wind my bobbin right at the start. It just annoys me. So I don't. I have them ready to go. And here you can hold 25. It's a nice number, isn't it? And 249, and you can see them. They're not going to get dusty. They're not going to, again, they're not going to move around. If you shake them, you know, they're not going to get all tangled. So very, very easy. Doesn't include the bobbins. So whatever size bobbins you're used to working with, then this is lovely. I don't have a message from Janice, Producer Paul. What does it say? Oh, here it is. Janice in West Yorkshire. Good morning, Janice. She says, hi, Natasha. Ordered the magnifier. Just what I need. My eyes aren't what they used to be. I know. Do you know what? I bought, where my mum and dad lived before, they've just moved, but where they lived before, I bought my mum a daylight lamp for her knitting, and also because I bought her some beautiful crewel work as well to do. And actually now where they live, the lights aren't in the same plugs issue. So actually maybe this will be better. And it certainly means that wherever you go, you can do it. Do you know what? I would actually, quite tempted to get one of these just so that I can do my nails properly. Because then I can actually see what I'm doing properly. But actually, it's made for your crafting. So whether it is that you are stitching, cross-stitching, watch next week, maybe you're EPPing, and so look, the light falls exactly where you need it on your hands. You've got two little LED lights that, there you go, on, off. Where can I show that? There you go. Nah. There it is, on, there it is, off, there you go. And that's with our bright studio lights too. And our studio lights are bright. I always come out looking like you know, so red, but under the lights bleached out. So the fact that that light is as good as that, perfect, lovely present. It's one of those things you didn't know you need until you needed it. And it's got a cord that it's just, put it around there. It doesn't pull on your neck. And believe you me, I've had 6 car crashes, 6 whiplash injuries. I would know if that was going to hurt. So, but they weren't my fault. Okay, and I just need to say, they weren't my fault. I've been hit from behind 5 times. Drunk drivers, police cars, all sorts. A hearse, you know, all sorts. They just like to drive into the back of me. Anyway, moving on. But you can really use this brilliantly. And like I say, it doesn't tug on your neck. And then just adjust it to where you need it to be. So yes, Janice, you will be very pleased with that. I think that's going to be very useful for you. Now, French curve, here it is. Dressmaking tools. Now this is in Imperial, this one. So you've got all your inches. And again, you know, some patterns give you metric, some give you Imperial. So sometimes we just need both. It has on the back of the packet all the ways in which to use it, which is very handy. So whether you are doing curves, those cheeky curves, they're often difficult to do. So your back of your necks, your sleeves, your waistline curves, your armholes, your front neck, all of those. But it's also got a straight line on it as well. So if you do need that straight edge, you've got that. And then, but then it's also got a less steep curve. You know what I mean? So you can do waistlines and things as well. Very handy. If you're dressmaking, you should have one. You should just treat yourself, have one. And you can also do grading. You know when Jen says, you know, actually some of you might have a size 16 bust but only a size 14 waist, so you need to grade your pattern. This is what you would use to do that. Very, very helpful. Very helpful. And that is £9.99. Oh, there you go. It's not even going to break the bank. Now, if I get both of these, here we go. This is your sleeve ham. Not something you're going to get in a hamper at Christmas, don't worry. This is your sleeve ham. So when you are trying to ironing your first seam, that's your chance to get your best result. So if you are working on something that's going to be curved around the body, trying to imitate that curve on a flat surface isn't going to work. And that's why you have your tailor's ham and your tailor's sleeve roll. So this is absolutely perfect. Pop it on there, iron it with that curve so that that's going to sit beautifully against the body. Lovely, really handy to have. Look, you're going to buy one of these and you're done. $7.49. Look after it, it'll last you lasts you forever. It's just one of those really handy things. And also, it's meaty, you know, it's a good weight without being too heavy. So 749 RPGQ02 for your tailor's sleeve. Very handy. Are we going to look at that one at all? There's only one of these left, but it is worth just bringing to wear. 11 on the nose. This one, of course, for your sleeve, so thinner. This one, perfect. You know when you do your darts and you want to mould it over that curve, you put your darts in to get your curves on your dressmaking. So with this is going to emulate that curve that, like I say, you just can't get with a flat, with a flat ironing board. That's the word I want. So £11 there, FSGQ19. Again, this is a one-off. Maybe you could convince your other half it's an Easter ham and treat yourself. I don't know, maybe. We've only got one of those, so first come, first serve on that one. Handy. Now tailor's chalk again. This is another one that is incredibly handy. I still have, these last so long, I still have my grandmother's tailor's chalks, but I only have hers in a white, which means that if I'm working on a light fabric, it's useless. But with this one, you get blue. You get red, and you get white as well. So whatever color you get little spaces. And no, it's not a white one that's been used. It's a little foam spacer so that you're not damaging them when they're sat. So they do last a long time. Look, they sit spaced like that. Like I say, you know, my grandmother died when I was 15 and I'm still using her tailor's chalk because they last and last and last. So £1.49, you're not paying out a huge amount. And you've got the 3 different colours there, which is great. So whatever colour fabric you're working with, you've got it there. You've got it there to use. So you're always going to have a contrasting colour there. It's tailor's chalk. It's your very basic equipment. FSGQ84, £1.49. Just, you know, hide it from your 4-year-old that thinks it's just chalk. It's not. Now your Hera marker. We've used this quite a lot, and I really do rate it. And I am mindful of the poor lady who, and she put it up on our fan page, who used a fabric pen and didn't check whether it would wash out of her beautiful white fabric. It didn't. So she was left with blue pen all over the front of her quilt. Now, with this, you use it with a ruler or whatever. Perfect if you're sash coing, you're doing the grid work on your sash co. Again, this, you just run it along. And what it does, it sends the fabric almost like a satiny. You get a sheen where you've run it along because you're flattening the fibres, I guess. But it means that you don't have to worry about whether or not it'll wash out, whether you're damaging your fabric or anything like that. But it gives you that guideline that you don't have to worry about washing out later. Very, very handy. I would actually use it on its side if you want to really, you know, when we finger press things, I would use it like that as well, but only because I have a similar tool for paper crafting where you do your creasing, your paper creasing. So I look at that thing, oh yeah, I could just finger press that and open my seams. Not sure if it's meant to, but there you go. Now, again, if I can just show you on a fabric, oh here we go, I've got a fabric here. So if I just show you on here, so not only does it make a crease, I don't know if you can see it under the cameras, I've chosen quite a busy fabric there for you. So you can see, can you see or not? I don't know if you can see. Can you just about see it? It's not, you might not see that at home, but I can, and you know, I can see very clearly where that is. So there we go. It's only the first piece of fabric I had to hand, sorry, it wasn't a great one. But also for marking out your grids, perfect. Now, maybe you want to use a chalk stick. I love these. Can you see the little iddly diddly teeth on here? I don't know if you can. Can you see there's just at the top of there. So, okay, no, maybe, okay, so there's basically at the very tip of that, there are some tiddly tiny teeth that deliver, there is powdered chalk in there, and that will deliver powdered chalk onto your, whatever it is that you're doing, onto your project. So again, maybe you want to get your dressmaker, maybe you're grading something again, and again, this is the only fabric that I've got hanging around at the moment, which is unusual here. Normally there's lots, but you'll be able to see it against the green bit anyway. And there I have my green line, and my white line on the green fabric, but really nice, and it sits nicely in your hand as well. Where did I put the lid? Oh, now, I love this one. So this is a triple pen. I think firstly because it reminds me of being at school, and I used to have one of those triple pens with the 3 different colours. I'm a stationery geek. But this one, look, when I turn it around there, okay, would have helped. Oh no, there we go. This has got a what? Oh, it needs refilling. You can get refilly bits in here. So this just gives me a white chalk, but it gives me, what it's giving me is great precision. Now, white on here, not too easy to see. You can sort of see it a little bit, but that's okay, because the very next one that I've got is a darker pen, like a pencil. So you can see, so whatever, or if I want to, a bit like a Hera marker, just mark, or if I'm transferring something, then I can also, you can just see that on there. I can also use, it's like a pen that's run out. But if I'm transferring something from tracing paper or my copy paper or my carbon paper, then that's the one to use. So 3-in-1, I think this is really useful, and it's just $10.99. JCRW03, and that's your 3-in-1. So you've got white, you've got your pencil, and you've also got, it's a fabric pencil by the way, and you've also got just your plain transferer. Very, very handy, just $10.99. Love it. Right, what's next, Bruce Paul? The quilter's tape. Here we go. Here is your quilting tape. A lot of you use this just to give yourself some straight lines. But there are lots of different ways that you can use it. But if you're in the market for some quilting tape, I'm very aware that we are running out of time, then here it is, £6.24. That is your wash away, £6.49. This is your quilter's tape. Look on the screen, I can't read today. Then, I don't know where 24 came from. I think I was on countdown. GSGQ84 for your wash away quilter's tape. Very handy to have. After the break, Jenniffer Taylor is back. She's going to show us how to do a bow bag. So perfect to go with the beautiful dress that we made earlier. So we are getting you all sorted for all your swanky occasions, your holidays, your weddings, everything. We've got it sorted after this quick break.
Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts. On Thursday the 29th of March, make sure you don't miss a Sewing Quarter exclusive when we're joined by special guest Susie Johns. Susie will be launching her book live on air with signed books available to buy exclusively for Sewing Quarter viewers a week before it hits the shops. Her book, Fat Quarter Bags and Purses, is perfect for helping you find ways to use up leftover fabric and comes with beautifully photographed step-by-step instructions. She will be demonstrating 2 makes from her book, including her roomy shoulder bag with contrasting fabrics and a bright bold lining. This make is a must-have. Susie's also making an arts and crafts caddy, perfect for storing away those bits and pieces essential for any crafter. With handy pockets for needles, this practical carrier will even fit in books so that you're never far away from your next project. So don't miss this on Thursday the 29th of March, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678. On Saturday the 24th of March, we get ready to welcome back Mandy Shaw to the show when she joins John for 2 hours of fun. Mandy will be showing us a range of makes that will welcome Easter, including a basket of bunnies adorned with adorable bunny characters and eggs. She'll also be showing us her beautiful spring wreath and her French sewing tidy, perfect for keeping all your tools and tidbits safe. Fans of Mandy will be delighted by her gorgeous primrose spoolie doll dressed in gingham and will be inspired by her book, Stitch into Spring. So make sure you don't miss Mandy on Saturday the 24th of March at 8 AM and 10 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678.
Simply Sewing is a magazine for dressmakers and home sewists who are passionate about fabrics and love to sew with stylish patterns. Each issue is packed with technical know-how, templates and easy to follow instructions to sew yourself quick wardrobe updates, accessories, plushy toys, gifts, bags and more. Plus, each issue comes with a free dress pattern from our expanding trend-led collection. We're proudly flying the flag for contemporary sewing with stylish patterns and beautiful photography to inspire sewists across the globe at every level.
Join us on Friday the 23rd of March when Angie Atwood is here to create an incredible beachcomber quilt. Designed by Lynn Goldsworthy, this striking quilt will be the centrepiece of any home with its bold compass design. The quilt is made using the beautiful collection of beachcomber fabrics, which is adorned with nautical designs. With scenes of seahorses, lighthouses and sailboats, you'll be whisked away to the seaside with this whimsical make. So join Angie as she takes us to the sea and beyond with the beachcomber quilt. Make sure you tune in on Friday the 23rd of March at 9 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678.
Hello, welcome back to our last live hour here at Sewing Quarter. I'm joined by Jenniffer Taylor and we are bringing you the bag to go with the beautiful dress that we bought earlier. So a nice clutch bag for those special occasions. Look at that, perfect. So weddings, evening out. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? On holiday, or just, you know, just a nice little bag that's a little bit different. Now, this has come from this book here. Now, this has been on air before, once before, and lots of you went for it. It's, look at this, $9.99. And this is sewn bags. So stylish bags for every occasion. I would have to agree, actually, and some quite unusual designs in here, which I really like. There's the clutch bag, that's the one. And we've got different fabrics for you to play with today. But all sorts of different shapes and sizes. There's your summertime bag so you can fit your picnic in. There's your clutch bag, step-by-step instructions, photographic as well. Your retro handbag. I can see Jenniffer Taylor with one of those. Just interesting shapes, aren't they? Excuse to get out your buttons as well. Your messenger bag. So something, they're not all sort of girly bags. So, you know, something, a little something for him as well if he wanted as well. Step by step. The duffel bag. There you go. Oh, wouldn't that look nice in that chalk stripe fabric we had this morning? So 20 products, that's 50p a project. It's great, great value. I like the slouch bag. I do like that. So everything is photographed step by step. Pretty tote. Your patchwork holder, so if you want to combine your love of patchwork, do it. Ooh, look at that. Hey, you know what that reminds me of, Producer Paul? You know that the K facet? It'd look amazing in that, wouldn't it? But lots of different styles, designs. Oh, that's a classic. Maybe that would look nice in some of the gingham that we had earlier on our Miss It, Miss Out. But lots of different ideas in here. If you manage to get some of the bag embellishments that we had yesterday, oh, that's a pretty evening bag as well. And there we go, there's your templates in there as well. For $9.99, 50p, less than 50p a project. That is phenomenal value. Now, the fabric bundle that Jenniffer has made this one from, yes, you're right, it's Tilda. It's from the new Lemon Tree range. And you're getting 1/2 metre of the lemon tree, 1/2 metre of your spot on, so you can line it in that lovely green. Fresh, gorgeous. You've also got your matching thread and your iron-on interfacing. So what we've done is we've matched it with some lovely greens. So if greens are your colour, then you're absolutely perfect and good to go. If you love your tilde, great, happy days. 1/2 metre of tilde, 1/2 metre of your green. You also get your thread, so you're not rummaging around trying to find a matching thread, it's all in there. And also your interfacing so that you can give that some rigidity to your bag. There we go. Nice. Now this one here is Art Gallery fabric, and this is by Maureen Cracknell, so if that's a name that rings a bell for you. But how lovely is that? Oh, you know that bag that I said you could do with the K Facet Cloud, Rose? Maybe you could have that as well as your big sort of centerpiece, because that's such a lovely big design there. $15.99, 1/2 metre of your Maureen Cracknell fabric, 1/2 metre of your red, your thread, red and thread, and then also you've got your interfacing there as well. It's all coming in a oneer, ready to come to you. Now, I love that we've got all these different designers on this. So again, interfacing and thread, but maybe you just love your Tula pink. Now, last time we had a frog bag with Jenniffer, sold out, just went. About 2 minutes for that. $15.49 for 1/2 metre of Tula, 1/2 metre of, and I have to show you this, look at that. Beautiful. And your thread and your interfacing. You are good to get bag making. $15.49. Amy Rebar is next. Maybe you want a slightly more retro design. Then I've got Amy Rebar for you. Now this is the one that Jenny's going to demo with. I can see these being her colours. So you haven't got a plain on this one. You've got a nice linear. So you've got a bit of texture there. And then I think that's really lovely. And then you've got your thread and of course your interfacing, all in $16.49. Beautiful, beautiful. Now the last option is by Denise Schmidt, who normally you'd associate with pre-cuts, sort of rainbow pre-cuts, but no, she designs fabric too. And here it is. This is Denise Schmidt's from her latest range. This is Forget Me Not. And we've popped it with a nice little spot on there. And thread, of course, and interfacing. There we go. I'm going to take the bag, I'm going to take the book. And over to you, Jenniffer Taylor.
Hello.
Hello,
I realised, what, this morning, we were so mesmerised by our swishy skirt that I didn't actually give you a morning kiss. So I'm glad I got my 11 o'clock instead.
Continental, both sides. It's all good. It's all good. We couldn't go without that. Yeah. This is rather lovely.
It's cute, isn't it?
Yes.
Super nice, quick make to accompany your summer dress.
Now, I know the fabric doesn't necessarily go with this dress.
No.
But you can see the effect we're going for in terms of how beautiful, you know, beautiful dress, dress it up.
Yeah, yeah.
Takes you from daytime to nighttime.
Absolutely.
By a change of a bag. Roomy enough.
Roomy.
For, you know, a few notes, credit card.
Well, especially when you're on holiday,
Comb,
when you're going out for, you know, your evening meal, you don't want to take a big bag, do you? You just want a little something.
I like how this, I like the shape. Look at that.
It's good, isn't it?
It's like an exciting envelope.
Plop. Yes.
You know, that has, looks like it's got wings. But, you know, beautifully lined. There we go, all beautiful. And then just folds over. There you go, and a magnetic clasp, which we will give you the details for in just one moment. So you've used the lining.
Yeah, so we've gone with the interfacing for your basically, I think what we're trying to do is just give you some inspirational fabrics. There's so many projects in there, and I'm going to demonstrate this bag today. But as you've gone through already, there's a load of things in there.
20.
And the base ingredients are your fabric, interfacing and your thread. So we've given you that with the bundles today. I'm using a little bit of fusible wadding on mine just to take it up a notch. You don't have to do that, of course.
Well, this bow bag is quite plush.
It's plush, you need a bit of ooh. So you can make it without the ooh, that's technical.
Yeah, the technical, yeah,
That's a technical term. But I decided to use some of the H640 for, just to give it that extra plush feel. So I've used both the interfacing, which is in the kit, and some 640, just so you know, if you're wondering.
Why not? That is available by the meter, and it's $9.99 for a metre of it.
Yeah,
There we go.
and you don't even, well, you can see from the bag you don't need that much. So you've got enough projects in there for that metre.
I think it's one of those staples. I know that we've got a lady in the office who said, I used to buy an entire roll of it. I used to use it so much. So RPGQ40, $9.99 for your Visaline H640.
H640. It's one of the quilter's
magic numbers.
favourites.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
So good for your quilting projects, but it's good to pop in your bags as well. So that's what we're doing. So just so you know, we've got the patterns are very simple and they're all in the back of the book, which I think is great. There's no download. I hate that when you have a book, you know, a book and it's like, oh, and then you've got to go and trace it on the, no. They're in the back of the book, so you can just get started.
Do I have to upsize them, downsize them?
You can, yeah. So in the back, in this bag, I think you have to enlarge it by 110 or something like that. But once you get the base, you can see it. You could just freehand draw it if you wanted to, because you've got it all that you know what it looks like. So you can make these as big or as small as you like. You don't have to follow the instructions. You know I like to go off piste. I know, we just go off piste. So it's a really basic shape. So that's the bit that obviously would be flapping over to give you the envelope.
Basic yet unusual, I feel.
Yeah, little domes. Obviously you need the same in the lining. So I've got my lining there. So I'm going to go with the bold colours on the outside and then the linear on the inside. But you can make it a surprise bag if you want. Go with the linear on the outside and a woo-woo on the inside. It's entirely up to you.
Or have the bow as the contrast.
Oh, there's so many options.
These remind me of walnut whips. My mum used to love a walnut whip.
Really?
Yeah, it's that sort of shape. Domed at the top, just with a
Oh,
walnut on
I
top.
thought you meant the seed heads. I was thinking, I'm not seeing that, Tash.
No, I'm just
yes, it looks like a walnut. Of course it is. It's only a matter of time. And now I understand what you mean by a walnut whip. Yes, you're right, absolutely. However, the print definitely doesn't.
Hydrangeas.
Hydrangeas. I was seeing seed heads, dried seed heads, but you know.
Oh, nice.
Either way, it's still pretty. Still pretty and still summery.
And this is the beauty of it. Everybody sees something different.
I know, yeah. And then the bow is just basically that shape. And you need two of those, one for the front and one for the back. Okay.
So you've put H640 on one and the interfacing in the
on the other again. But this is optional. You don't have to, you know, you don't have to go for the quilted option. All right. So the construction of the bag is super simple. And again, this is why I think the book is a great one for one, using up your stash. You've got some great fabrics, but you just don't know what to do with them. So it's really inspirational from that point of view. There's some very easy projects, which I think this one is, and then some more complicated projects in there as well. So I think it's definitely a good one for a gift of any level, for a sewer at any level. But we're going to do this one today. So the first thing we're going to do, I've already cut out ahead of time, and the next thing you need to do is make sure you put your positions in place where your snap fasters go.
Now, is that marked on the
It is
pattern?
on the pattern.
Oh, good,
It's all
because
on the
otherwise I hate guesswork.
Guess what? So you've got one on the lining, and then you've also got one on the main fabric, which is on the front of the bag.
Right.
Okay. So before we start sewing, I'm actually going to get those on straight away.
No hanging about there.
So, I'll do it early and then put it on later. It's just easier. So I'm going to use these.
I need to give you the details for these then, don't I? Because we've got two different colours for you. I'll go and grab them.
Grab them.
Don't.
Grab them. So while Natasha's grabbing them, I'm just going to show you how to attach them. So they come in two separate pieces. You've got a male and a female part. Obviously, they like to stick together. And they also come with two washers. Okay, so it's the washer bits that I'm interested in.
Okay.
So you already know what the position it needs to be because the pattern's giving you that information.
Yes.
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the washer and I'm going to place it in the centre. So how you have this, it doesn't matter. It can be like that. It can be on a diagonal. It doesn't matter as long as the centre part is matching up. Make two little lines so you know where you're going to cut. And I use my little snips. So I like to fold the fabric over to make these little cuts first. And then you take your snap fastener.
They are super fearsome.
Why have I done that? Can you do it?
Come here.
What am I doing? My hands have gone all sweaty as well with the pressure. Sorry, you've got sweaty clasps there. Nice.
Yours will be non-sweaty when they arrive to you. But this, do you know what? A good clasp, I think, is very important.
It's totally important.
I always remember the first time we went abroad when I was about 11 and being worried, being told about pickpockets and make sure you've got a good clasp on your bag.
You'll see them going,
No one's getting into that without you knowing it, that's for sure.
Totally true.
Especially if they're a bit nervous and they've got a bit sweaty.
So just remember, because obviously you want to see this part, you don't want to see the washer, so make sure you're inserting it on the right-hand side, so it's the right side of the fabric that you're interested in.
So where you've made those snips.
I've put the teeth, if you like, into those holes, so I can only see those bits now, and then you pop that on the top, like so, and then you should be able to do these with your hands, but if you're a little bit...
I get a spoon.
Yeah, spoon, a ruler, pliers, but you can do it with your fingers as I've just done.
Just press down.
So I folded them over. And that's attached now to our bag.
And because you've already interfaced, you've already reinforced that material. So you wouldn't just put that clasp on just one layer of material. You'd always interface or do
pop a little bit.
Yeah. So just to reinforce, because like I say, these are small but mighty.
They are small but mighty.
Yes.
So I'm going to do the other one.
It says fierce.
Fierce. So I'm going to do the other one if you want to give them the details, because I'm only going to repeat myself over here.
I think Paul's taking the details off, but Christine says, hurrah!
Hurrah!
Natasha and Jennifer. I just got the Sew Bags book. Hashtag So Happy, says Christine and Tom. You're going to be 20 different bags. You can never have enough bags.
You can never have enough bags. Never enough bags with your appropriate outfit as well.
Yeah. I've got a wedding coming up in June. And I'm thinking, what am I going to do?
Well, the thing is, I do find that when you have an outfit, a special occasion, and then you're trying to find like the appropriate shoes, something to match, and then a bag, you can never find what you're looking for.
It's not only that, but the cost of it then skyrockets. Yeah. Because little clutch bags, you're not going to get much change out of sort of 40 quid in the shops.
Easily. But the thing is, like, I know we've got some little lovely bundles for getting you started on your bag journey, but you should have enough fabric. Let's go back to the dress, for instance. There'd probably be enough meterage in the leftover cutouts to make a matching bag.
So all you need to get is your interfacing and your H640, and you're good to go. So maybe you've already got a dress or fabric in mind. Maybe you just can't resist the beautiful fabrics that we've got today. Maybe you just need the extra interfacing, that fusible fleece. It's up to you. We don't know where you're at.
I don't know what you're doing.
No.
Right then, so it's right sides together, so I'm going to do the outside fabric first, but you can do the lining if you want to. It really doesn't matter because the process is exactly the same on both. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to stitch around all three sides, but the important thing is that you don't stitch right up to the top, you leave a gap, so it's about 1 centimetre, but again your pattern will show you where to start and finish. Okay. But you're not sewing right up to the top here.
Why?
It allows the bag to pivot later. There needs to be a little opening. So I'm going to start stitching, all right?
Okay.
Just turn that up. Okay.
Nice.
Oh.
Sorry, I kept those under because I kept treading on them last hour.
No, that's perfect. Absolutely fine. So I'm just going to start with a little back stitch, just to secure that. And I'm just going to go all the way down to the bottom.
Does it give you a seam allowance, or
again on the pattern? It actually shows you. So when you enlarge it, it will show you where you need to stitch anyway. So I'm just going with 1/4 of an inch for speed.
Do you know, half the time I just think as long as you're consistent.
Yeah, whatever it is, consistency is the key. So I'm just going with it's 1 centimetre on here with the needle position.
And of course you get your matching thread, which is rather lovely.
It's nice, isn't it?
Nice yellow. Now, Jen, I'll ask you, tennis balls, are they yellow or green?
Tennis balls? Oh, they're like an luminous green, aren't they?
No, yellow. They're chartreuse yellow.
Oh, they're looking...
Yeah, but some people only see it as green. It's one of those colours.
Oh, so I see it as like a yellowy colour.
Yeah, yellowy, greeny colour, yeah.
No? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you learn something every day, people. I didn't know that. So is it classed as a green then?
It's classed as yellow. It's classed as a chartreuse, which made me laugh, only because I heard it on the radio this morning and I was like, I wonder if they had to practice saying that, because I've always I
would definitely need
I was
practice.
like, hats off to you, lady on the radio.
Okay, so I'm just clipping off the corners, and then what we're going to do is we're going to find the corner and we're going to mitre it.
Are we boxing these?
So we do want a little bit, not massive, but it just gives the... a bag that nice little bottom.
We like a nice bottom. We like a nice bit of roominess in our bags because, let's face it, we've got stuff that needs. Even if it's a small bag, I've got stuff. Lip gloss.
Gives it a bit more shape, doesn't it?
Maybe the keys. You know, still need to get in the house. Don't I? At the end of the day, you know, all those things. Yeah. Mobile phone.
Definitely. But I think if you, I mean, you could just leave it like that, but then just by adding that box bottom, you're giving a three-dimensional shape to your bag. And I think, again, that's a kind of a difference between a handmade bag and a homemade bag. You know, just making those little differences. It's little subtle differences.
The Fusible Fleece, of course, your H640, giving you that little extra bit. Ooh. Now, not all of the patterns in the book will call for it.
No.
But this one kind of does.
I think it does.
It adds that certain...
It's that bow. It's the bow. I thought it
quoi.
needs a bit of plushness. The bow needs some plushness.
And we don't want a saggy bow.
No, we don't want a saggy bow.
Oh, no, I like that. This is looking like this is actually a beginner kind of...
Oh, no, totally. Totally. When you insert the lining into the bag and top stitch, the top bit, I think that's the only tricky bit of the bag.
Really?
But even then, I wouldn't say it's tricky.
Now, you've trimmed off those edges.
So that essentially is the shape of the bag.
So, you went up there, you sewed across, you cut it off.
Cut it off.
And that gives us, boom, like that. Nice.
Brilliant. So all I'm going to do now is repeat the process exactly the same, as in the places we're stitching. However, we are going to leave a gap in the bottom part of the bag. So we're starting here again. Don't sew right up to the top. You're going to come in a little bit, and again, the pattern will dictate where that is. But it's about 1 centimetre. Go all the way down. Make sure you come away from the corners to stop around here. Leave a big enough gap, so I like to use a hand. And then start again, and the same again here. Can I just say, I was washing up, and I've forgotten to put my rings on, and my hand looked terrible. You can still say I'm married, because there's a massive indent in there, but I do apologise. I've not broken up or anything like that.
Oh, no.
I've just washed my hand. You know when you cream your hands, you don't want your rings on, and I've just completely forgotten about it. It was only this morning I was like, I felt a bit naked. I felt naked.
It's a horrible feeling, isn't it? Mine doesn't actually come off. That's it.
Oh, it took me a while to get them off. I'm worried about getting them back on now.
Oh, you'll manage.
I'm all right though. So please excuse my hands for today because they do look very strange. Well, they look strange to me anyway.
It's a funny thing. I didn't realise that actually you look at our hands. I saw a post on our fan page the other day saying
we've had some admirers of our rings and things, haven't we?
Because somebody said, "Oh, where's Natasha's solitaire gone?"
Oh.
It was my grandmother's, but I've worn it for so many years that the claws are all rubbed. I've got to get them replaced.
Oh, no.
So until I actually get myself in gear and get down and get those claws replaced, I'm too scared. It's my grandmother's. I don't want to risk losing that.
No.
So because that's irreplaceable.
You can't imagine anything worse, could you?
So yeah. But you just don't realise.
You do not, but like I say, I know people noticed because I saw the feed, so I thought, when I realised, I was like, I'm going to have to mention something because they're going to be like, where's Jenny's rings
has it been mentioned already?
No, I just knew they'd be like, where that's gone? Where has that gone?
It's at home.
It's at home.
My mum always used to take them off when she made pastry.
Yes.
Happily, we know that my baking is dreadful, so I won't be making pastry anytime soon. Here we go. So, leaving that gap.
Yeah, leaving the gap, so you're coming
into
your hand
through, with or without rings.
With or without rings. We're pivoting in the corner and then sewing up towards the top. But again, just remember, the key to this bag is not sewing up right to the edge. You want to leave that gap at the top.
And that's marked on the pattern?
It's marked on the pattern, but for this, it's roughly about 1 centimetre.
Now, you can whiz this up in an afternoon, easy.
Easily.
And the nice thing is, I'm looking at the amount of fabric that actually you've...
Yeah, in the kits you've probably got enough from the size I'm doing it for 2 bags easily. So, and like I say, it's a starter kit for you there with some nice fabric, so you can just get started.
Kind of it's almost fat quarter, isn't it? With these, so you can make 2. So that's the bag that we're making at the moment. But of course, the book itself has got 20 different projects in. So if you've maybe now hang on, let me find the one that I was thinking. Messenger bag. That'd be nice for hubby's records.
Yeah.
I think if you bought that chalk striped fabric from Miss It Miss Out, it would look fab on that.
That would look nice.
The pretty tote. Imagine our gorgeous fabrics today in that.
There's a bag in there that I really would like to do. I think it'd be really lovely to sash go in. It's the Japanese knot bag.
Oh, I
That
haven't
would
got
look
to that
lovely.
bit. Now, you know, I was just saying the Maureen fabric, the art gallery fabric.
The
with that-
Maureen fabric.
It's
The
so
Maureen
yeah.
one.
Your art gallery one, because you've got a large spray
Floral,
of flower
yeah.
flowers. Would look lovely in that. So again, you know, with whether you want to make the one that we've made, whether you've got different ideas as to how you want to work it, entirely up to you. Oh, we didn't get to the knot bag, do we? Oh, apparently you need to start checking out. I'll try and find you that knot bag, because I think I've gone past it twice now. There's a festival
minute,
bag.
there it is.
Where? Oh, that's
Back
your
on.
stylish shopper.
It's the one after that, but the pictures aren't. It's further on for a picture.
Oh,
That's
oh,
it.
there we are. Look how pretty they are.
That's a cute one.
Nice, aren't they?
The handle becomes the lock on the bag,
Oh, nice.
but I can see some sashimi on that one.
Or just beautiful fabrics. It's an excuse, isn't it, to get out beautiful fabrics that we've got there for you today. So, Jen, where are we at?
Right, so we have a inner and an outer bag now. Okay, so it's about getting these in together. So this is the only tricky part of the bag, I think.
Okay.
So I'm going to turn this one out, just because it's easy, because it's not wadded. No
So you
other
put your
reason.
interfacing on one side, wadding on
On the
so
other.
interfacing on like the posh fabric, and then you're interfacing on your lining fabric. You're wadding, sorry, on your... Start that again.
Start that again. I've gone with the interfacing on my main fabric,
Yes.
and I've gone wadding
Yes.
on my lining fabric.
Yes, what Jen said. I'll just go and
It's
have a
hungry
tea.
time. It's
You
hungry
do the show.
time.
It's fine.
It's hungry time. So I'm pasting that inside. So you want to get your fingers into the corners and push them into each other.
So you've boxed all of those corners, lining and everything.
Everything's boxed, yeah, inside and out.
Okay.
And then we've make sure the tip is to make sure you leave that gap in the lining. Otherwise,
Okay.
you can't turn out.
Right.
Okay. So the only difficult bit now is top stitching that opening. That's the difficult bit because of that pivot that we've got going on. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm seeking those out. I'll just get you in there. So you can see that the opening there that's creating. So I'm opening my seams out on both the lining and the main fabric. And you can see where we've left that gap in both the fabrics. So you want to join those up and pin. Without pinning yourself.
No, don't do that.
Okay. With this one, you'll want to. It's a bit of a weird fold. But it looks something like that. Okay, and then it goes flat.
Oh, so there is a little bit of a fold before. Okay.
Before it hits the edge of the fabric. So that's the only bit that's a bit tricky. That bit there.
So you've just graded it effectively.
Yeah, just graded it in. And then the rest is all the same. So just match up your edges, your raw edges, go around with your pins. Like so. And again, just repeat on the other side with the other seam. So again, matching those up, opening my seams out. Like so. Yeah?
Yeah.
Matching where those stitches end, this is why it's really important to do your back stitches on there because you really are opening that area out.
Oh, so reinforce with,
Yeah,
with
so
a few back
definitely
stitches.
do your reverse stitch on your machine, or if you haven't got one, definitely tie off your threads.
Okay.
And then again, pin around there. So all we're going to do now is stitch around the whole of that opening, the whole thing.
Would you take off, if you've got a sewing machine that has like the sleeve, but you just take off?
Yeah, definitely. Either do, depending on what's more complicated for you. The only, again, thing you need to watch is the magnetic clasp because it will want to attach itself to the machine.
Well, it likes a spot of magnetism, doesn't it?
It does love a bit of that. So that's the only thing. So not only is that quite a tight circle, you've got that pivoting going on where the two seams meet,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
also you've got to contend with the magnet. That's the only tricky part of this bag, in my opinion.
Okay. I think we need to watch this be done.
So I'm just gonna pop some more pins.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm not normally a pinning girl.
I know, but you're loving a pin today, aren't you?
I want to make sure we get it right for you. So again, let's just open those out. So you've got that kind of graded seam going on there.
That's unusual, isn't it?
It's just the reason why there's a gap between the seam, so we've not sewed it right to the top, is because you want the bag to open out, and if you don't have that, then it won't.
Oh, you inhibit its full opening potential.
Yes, that's the one, inhibit. Okay, so I'm going to take off our gubbins box, as I like to call it. I'm going to go
We've got all
around.
the technical terms.
It's all, yeah. So I'm going to go this way.
Now, is there anywhere in particular that you should start?
I'm starting with the lip of the bag, which basically the bit that folds forward,
Yeah.
where you're going to attach your bow onto later, just because it's there and available to me quite easily. And I'm dealing with what I think is the most difficult part, is the magnets.
Right.
So just get that out of the way then, and then you're good to go.
Seam allowance?
Again, just be consistent, whatever you're doing. But don't go in too close to your magnetic clasp, because you're going to do a top stitch after. So if you sew too close to the magnet in the first place, when you turn it out, you'll have nowhere to top stitch. You won't be able to get in there.
have all sorts of...
Yeah. So I'm going to go round nice and steady.
It's a good job you've got all these top tips, because I probably would have done, and then, you know, I'm glad you can tell me.
That's what I'm here for, Babs.
I know. But, you know, useful tips.
So I'm coming round to that awkward area now. So just make sure you're opening out your seams. So you want to sew towards where the stitching stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Put the needle down, move that pin out of the way. And then carry on with what is now the front of the bag. So I've just sewed the back, and now I'm on the front.
Now, should you go back and forth on there?
No, I think you're going to top stitch in a minute, so there will be two lines of stitching, so I wouldn't worry about that part too much.
Right.
But you do want to get as close to where the stitching finishes as possible, otherwise you'll end up with a hole in that corner of your bag. So this is probably the best one shot for you here. So you can see that I'm coming towards, so it's that point that you want to sew on right on the top. So it's almost like, you know, when we do V-neck, V-necks would just be the appropriate word. And you make that cut in order for it to release, so you can turn it inside out.
It's almost like the cut's already been done.
It's the same kind of cut, but you're just doing it in a seam.
I see. So you are heading right for that.
So you've got to get right towards that stitching, otherwise one, you'll have a hole.
There, just there.
And then I'm just going to pivot then to the rest of the bag. So that's for me, that's the only difficult part of that bag. Just that little section there.
And then do you just run over the top of these stitches?
Yeah, so rather than going backwards to create, because you might go off, I just like to stitch over the original line about an inch or so, and that's almost like
I just want to show the tricky bit.
Let me just get rid of some of these threads. I'm using the biggest pair of scissors, but I could just use my snips, couldn't I? There you go.
So as Jen was saying, I think this is really, really valid. Look where she's sewn, here she's come, and it's just like she's just kept going. Straight, 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 straight. Oh, there it is. She's sewn right to that point. And then she's graduated back to her normal seam.
That's it. And that just allows that bag to then open and close without any kind of pulling or bobbling or...
Straight to there, and then graduated back to the normal seam allowance.
Yeah.
Very good.
Good. I'm glad you recapped that, because it is hard to see on the machine, so I'm glad you went back through
Right.
that.
Don't do anything else.
I'll wait for you. I shall wait for you.
I've got to go look at some kids. Oh, what do I think the most popular one is? Oh, that's tricky. Is it the frog? Yeah. I think it was so popular the other day and sold out so quickly the other day that I don't blame you for getting your hands on it again. So here's your tulip pink frog. If it's in your basket, you do have to check out 1/2 metre of your frog prints, 1/2 metre of that lovely, what colour is that? Is that, I want to call it magenta, but I don't think it is. And then you've got your, it's all deep orchid, oh lovely. Then you've got your thread, and then you've got your interfacing. Like we say, this is kind of a bag starter kit. So you've got 20 bags in the book for you to choose from. You know, if you're doing this particular bag, you're only going to use half that fabric. Make 2. Next most popular is, which do you like? This one. Here you go. So This is really rather lovely. And again, having those large prints, especially with some of these bags, it's just very, very beautiful to use. So that's Art Gallery fabric, so you know it's going to be fabulous quality. Lovely red that's been put with that, and your thread. So 1/2 metre of each, and of course your interfacing thread. Everything to get you going. TKGC 88, that is $15.99. It is 1/2 metre of each, yes, that's what I just said, yeah, 1/2 metre of each. Oh, did the graphic, oh, naughty graphic say something, 1/2 metre of each. This one, here we go, Denise Schmidt. So 1/2 metre, again, 1/2 metre of each of these fabrics, each in the kit, 1/2 metre of each of these. So 1 metre there, 1/2 metre, so 1 metre in total, 1/2 metre of each. Your interfacing and your matching thread. And that is $16.99 for your forget-me-not. Amy Riva. This is the one that we're demoing with. Look at these. And again, everybody sees different things. I see sort of hydrangea heads. So 1/2 metre, 1/2 metre. It's got some lovely autumnal rusticy tones through there as well. Very lovely fabric. And your interfacing as well. You get 1 metre square actually of that interfacing. That's a lot, isn't it? Now over here is our last one, which is the one that the bag was made out of. And this is, I think this is one of the most retro designs I've seen Tilda do. I wouldn't necessarily have looked at that and gone, oh, that's a typical Tilda. So kind of a retro-y feel going on. I love it in that green palette. Very, very fresh. And then we've popped you your 1/2 metre of your spot on in there as well, which I believe is kiwi. So you've got all of that and your thread and your interfacing for $17.49. Hurrah! Now I've left the book and Jen over there. So let's go over and have a look. Now the book, again, so many different projects, 20 different projects, ranging from the super easy to the not quite so super easy, wherever you're at. Very important, that.
I don't know about you, Tash, but with Easter coming up next week,
yes.
We, as kids, we didn't have Easter eggs off Mum and Dad because we just knew that we'd have loads from family and whatever and whatnot. So we always used to get a crafty gift.
Nice.
So whether that was, I don't know, a new jigsaw or some new Lego or something to build or something to paint or whatever, we always had gifts. So maybe this is a nice Easter gift.
I think so. Even if you do pop a few little Easter eggs in there. Oh, Producer Paul's got a warning about the book.
Oh.
15 of you, my word, have it in the basket, and there are only 8 left. We bought quite a big stock of this to wear as well, so I can't guarantee your order, but you do need to check out. Remember, check out as many times as you like. You can. There's no problem with that. It's just 1 p.m.p. per day. I think that's a lovely idea, an Easter bag.
Yeah, because you know, you have so much chocolate, and to be fair, even when we had we didn't have Easter eggs off Mum and Dad, but we'd have them off friends and family or whatever. We still had them till Christmas. We weren't a very big chocolatey eating family.
But you see, Freddie's behaviour goes off the scale with chocolate.
Give him a gift instead.
We do. That's exactly what we do.
That would be my top tip.
Yeah, no, but it is, and he's happy because he doesn't know that Easter should be chocolate.
Yeah,
he
exactly.
has no idea.
So there you go. Right, so all I did while you was away, because there's a lot of it to do, I've just gone ahead and clipped all of that curved edge. That just allows it to release when we turn it inside out. So that's all I've done. Both the top, top bit there, and also the bottom bit there. So that's the top and the bottom.
Because we're dealing with some serious curves here,
We're doing some serious curves, and obviously you've got a lot of wadding and stuff in there as well. So now once you've done all of that clipping, and you don't need to clip the sides because we've already done it in the sew.
Yeah,
we're going to turn it inside out.
Nice.
And then we can get on with the boo.
Is the bow complicated or not really?
No, it's just cute. It just requires a little bit of hand sewing. So again, I think it's a good one where you're mixing both the skills. You're using your sewing machine, very simple, straight stitch, nothing too complicated, but you're getting to use it in a project, and then also get some finishing details with your hand sewing. So it's a nice one. Now,
there was a lovely lady that came and saw me on the stand at the NEC, and she said that she has, I think she was only 9, her granddaughter, has her own sewing machine, sews all the time. Wonderful. And she says, what about projects for, younger girls that like to sew, and boys that like to sew with their grandparents. And I was just thinking that frog prints fabric, for them to be able to make their own little bag.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said in the book as well, that you've got some really nice projects for both boys and girls in there, so it's not a heavy dominant girl book, if you like.
It's having that satisfaction of having made a beautiful bag at the end of the day, because you know she's moving into that age of being fashion conscious and all that kind of thing. Making your own, perfect.
Can I grab the iron while we're at it?
Yes.
So I've turned it through, and at the moment it looks a bit strange because it's not really a bag, but it's not a book either. But I'm just wanting to give it a nice press while it's in this stage.
How hot do you want it?
Just medium's fine. Just a quick press.
It will take a moment because it was off.
Oh, it was off.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll just turn it inside out. So all you need to do is.
What were you going to press?
I just wanted to press that area because I can see it better. That's all. But I'm going to post it in. So just when you get it like this, there's one more step. You need to put that inside, like that, and then you do have a bag. Not a weird shape. So you've not done anything wrong. It's just not quite finished yet.
As soon as you have to pop a lining within a lining and tops it, it always feels like, hang on a minute, it feels like you're always pulling bits through. So there's that moment of, is this ever going to end?
Is this ever going to end? So once you've done that, sorry, the reason I was going to keep it out after I pressed as well, so you had the lining opening, I would hand stitch that while it's in that position before you tuck it in.
Oh, okay.
So you can either do it on the machine for quickness, but you'll be able to see the stitches because you're just bringing the two edges together and stitching it closed. Or if you want a hand finish where you don't see the stitches, do a quick slip stitch or ladder stitch in the bottom. But effectively, that's your bag shape done.
Nice.
It's cute, isn't it?
That should be warm enough now.
Brilliant, okay. So what I'm going to do now is just quickly press the outer edges because I want to go around there with a nice top stitch, and that just helps keep the bag in shape at the top.
Okay. It's lovely and colourful, and I think, you know, sometimes we can't find the fabrics that we love in the bags that we want, and especially, you know, smarter bags, evening bags, things like that, they can just be so expensive.
The thing is, like, once you've top stitched the edge, you can have it like that. You don't have to put the bow on. It's not essential, but it's quite a nice shaped bag.
I think you could do the bag so that, you know, it was removable, so that actually then you've got kind of two bags in one.
Ooh, look at you guys, snazzy. That's good. That's a nice idea.
Just a thought.
Right, I'm going to go and quickly top stitch that, and then I think we should have enough time to do the bow then.
Hang on. What about another idea? What about?
Can I stitch while you're talking?
Stitch what I think. If you're going to do interchangeable things, then you could, of course, you could do the bow for one, and then you could also do one where you then had a beautiful flower or something.
Oh, a bit of kansashi on there. Nice.
Just a thought. Just a thought.
That is a good thought.
But it just and then you've got multiple bags. I'm all about the multiple bag at the moment.
Well, exactly. And the thing is, you could add. I know it sounds silly, but you could add another set of magnetic clasps.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Interchangeable.
So that you could interchange.
Nice. I like that idea. That's a very good one. So again, I think with the top stitching, just because you're working in that small area, that's the only thing that's going to make it a little bit tricky.
For ghost clothes, no race.
No race.
Do you need the sign out again, or are you done?
Oh, I will do in a minute, yeah.
Okay.
You can put it away, but just leave it on maybe.
You've got 14 minutes.
Oh, got plenty of time.
Plenty.
You can go shopping and come back.
No, stay here. Stay here, I'm not going anywhere.
So I'm just finishing coming around the bottom of that bag now.
So steady, steady, steady around there.
Slow and steady rings the race, definitely.
Now this is the Amy Reba kit that we're using there. This is from her Jitterbug range.
Jitterbug?
Yeah, now you see this fabric came in different colourways. It came in a blue and a green as well. But I really like it in the pink.
Why is it called Jitterbug?
And the oranges. I have no idea. I don't know.
Jitterbug as the dance or Jitterbug as in the animal?
I don't know. Is there a Jitterbug as in an animal?
I don't know. Maybe it's a mythological animal. I don't know.
Well, it is if we're making it up. I have no idea. But we've just called it the sunshine bag.
I like that.
Yeah, because it is. It's happy, warm,
happy,
summery colours in there. But just, you know, and again, you could do this either way. You've got that lovely orange linear as well on the inside.
There you go. So that top stitching just gives you that nice clean finish around the bag there.
It also just helps secure that popper, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Magnet, rather.
It does, and also just keeps the wadding into place as well, because obviously you're going to be going in and out of that bag quite some bit. So there you go. So that looks cute just on its own, doesn't it?
It's really nice just as it is. Really nice.
I do like your idea about interchangeable clasps, though.
Well, I guess the other thing is if you didn't want to put anything else on at all, then you could always use your contrast fabric here, your lining fabric, and do a binding around it. You know, you start to get all these different ideas. So I love the shape of this. I think it's a really lovely shape. It's unusual. It's a great size. You can fit everything that you need in there, and it's just going to just hold really nicely.
What I like about it as well, I know it sounds silly, because the way the opening is, if I just open it, so that clasp is really hard.
Good.
And the opening comes up quite high, so what happens is it actually folds, and that fold will stop anything falling out. That's what I like about this bag.
Yeah, because so often you lose something at the side, don't you?
Whereas because it's actually folding on itself, you don't need a zip in there because the fold is going to stop anything from rolling out.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like it.
Folded through there. Right, we've got 10 minutes to do this bow.
Perfect. Right, okay, so I've already gone ahead and stitched the bow. So remember that shape we talked about earlier?
Yeah.
So I've gone right sides together. I've sewn all the way around it, but left a little bit of a gap. And again, I've made sure that I've stitched away from the corner a little bit. So you only need a little bit for turning out. So all I'm doing now is just clipping the corners. So I'll get nice, sharp, pointy corners on my bow.
Interchangeable skills, Jen. I've seen lots of young ladies with big bows back.
Oh, are there?
In their hair. Yep. Yeah. I've also seen the price that some of the retailers have tried to charge for them as well.
Have we got a Derek Dobber in the trolley?
Oh, I would imagine.
In the trolley.
I can't imagine that we'd have time where we wouldn't. There we go.
Merci.
So this could just take a moment, couldn't it, with because you've got that H640.
H640. Ba-da-ba-ba. Just poking out my corners.
Round it comes. It's just come together remarkably
It's so
quickly,
quick.
isn't
It's
it?
a nice quick project. Okay, so there's our bow shape done. So the only thing you need to do now is just secure that opening in the bow. So you could top stitch around the whole thing like we did at the neck of the bag, but then I think what that does, it then makes the bow rather structured. So it depends on what kind of bow you want, really. So with this one I haven't top stitched. I've just gone in and ladder stitched the hole closed.
Right.
So it's giving me a nice plush bow, but I'm going to top stitch this one so you can see the difference. So
Oh,
you can play around with, you know, the style of the bag, really. So I'm just going to quickly finger press that seam in, top stitch around it.
Actually, it sits really nicely in hand. It's not. It's just.
Well,
it's just
considering
nice.
you've got quite a bit of like wadding and interfacing in there, it's still quite a light bag, isn't it? And like I say, when you're on holiday, you don't necessarily want a big bag on you, do you? Just want enough to hold, you know, your hotel room key, maybe your purse, your phone. That's about it, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't really need anything more than that. With all inclusive, all you can eat, all you can drink, you don't need anything more than that, do you?
I tell you what, when we go on holiday, in my hand luggage, I'll always make sure, just in case stuff gets lost, because it's not unknown, is it, with the airports? I will always put a spare pair of underwear and swimwear.
Really?
Yeah. Just in case. I don't want to be stuck without clean pants. That's not a good look.
And the swimwear.
And the swimwear is essential, so I can still lounge by the pool until they sort out my luggage. I have to say, I've never actually lost my luggage. But you see, you could pop that in there, and then you could also use it.
I was waiting.
I'm being practical, just being practical.
I like that.
And then you've got something to go out in the evening.
You're living out of your handbag. I
Literally,
love it.
and you know, all eventualities. So you needn't have your holiday ruined if your clothes don't turn up. Sorted.
I love it. The thing is, you're absolutely right. When you're on holiday, you pretty much live in your swimming costume. It's not
costume.
like so you could get away with just wearing the same thing every night.
Now, producer Paul says he thinks the book is probably sold out by now. So
Which
well
one?
done if you managed to get it.
Well
so
done.
if it is in your basket, I can't guarantee it. Just if in doubt, give our customer services a ring, 0800 112 4433, and just double check that. Oh, hello, hand sewing.
Hello. So there we have our bow. So you get to see the difference now. So you've got really sharp, crisp corners on this bow, but then nice and plush bows on that bow.
Producer Paul says he likes the sharp.
Ooh, controversial.
You see, it's down to personal preference.
Personal preference. Okay, so I'm going to start doing a gathering stitch now. So I'd just like to fold my bow over so I know where that is. I'm going to get my needle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in away from the fold, like so, and I'm going to work my way up into the fold.
Why do you come in so far away?
Because I'm going to be hiding that tail in the work, so I haven't got a knot on my thread at the moment. So you make sure you don't catch the underside of your bow. Okay, so that's the side of the. Let me get rid of some of this.
Is that going to be the side that's closest to the clasp?
Yeah, we can start at the top or the bottom, it doesn't matter. So I'm leaving a tail, and then I've got a good inch away from where I've started. Now that's going to act as a knot. So I'm going to go in and out of my fabric. 1, 2, to create a knot. Okay. And then I'm going to do a very big, medium-ish running stitch along the fold that I created.
And is that going through all those layers?
All layers.
Okay.
You see?
Yes.
All layers. Okay. So the reason why I've kept a long thread is because I'm going to clip that, so I've got a nice long thread before I get anywhere near my knot. So it's got to work all the way up to there before it even starts unraveling itself, because I don't want to see a knot in the bag. Okay. So now I've done that, I can pull.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So don't worry about the tension too much, but again, same process, needle through the fabric, taking that section, and this is where you get the tension. So I'm pulling and pinching, wrap once, wrap twice, keep hold of that with this hand, which is my left hand, and then pull it through.
It's keeping your, this is where I've come unstuck. I forget that you have to keep your thumb on it so that it doesn't knot as it goes through. Do you see what I mean?
But you're also keeping the tension on it as well. So I'm going to do another one just for security. So again, my hands are free, the needle's doing all the job. I've already done the tension, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Wrap once, wrap twice, hold the needle, pull it through, done. And then I'm going to work my way back through again. So I'm repeating what I did earlier. So you're going in right by the knot. I'm just going to go into that seam allowance, about an inch to come out. And then I can use my scissors then to snip and snip.
Oh, fab.
So you can see that we've got no knots now on the bow. No knots at all.
But we need a little bit to cover it, and we've got about 4 minutes.
Yeah, we've got plenty of time. So
3 minutes.
Plenty of time. So you take a strip of fabric. I'm going to need the iron out and the mat, please.
All right.
Merci. Cool, so we've got a bit of fabric, so I'm going with the contrasting fabric. I thought that would make a nice change.
Yes.
Okay, so I've got how big you want that. The instructions there, but you can make it up if you want, make it smaller, thinner, whatever look you're going for. But my tip with this is whatever the width of your band is, the length we sort out in a second, have some of your interfacing half the size.
Okay.
Okay. So then what we're going to do is take the interfacing with the shiny side facing up, so this is the fusible side, fold that onto itself, and then the same again.
All right, oh, okay.
Now if you're worried about your iron, then place it back down again so it's not going to stick on anything. And then fuse it.
Or get your goddess sheet out.
Or get your goddess sheet out.
That we had on the last hour.
So what that's doing is fusing that side of the fabric. So I've not stitched anything.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm just going to cut that bit off. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, just for quickness, I'm going to take my bow. I'm going to do it with the wrong side, which is the bit that you can see all the raw edges, where that's the clean side, raw side, facing out. So what I'm going to do is just get an idea of how tight I want my bow to be. Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
So once you've got that, I can see that's where it needs to be. I can then take that off, stitch that down.
Oh, at the depth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, forward and back stitches.
Yeah.
Snip the threads.
That's clever.
And then cut the excess off.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that's secure in place.
Yeah.
So all we need to do now is turn it the right way, so you're turning out. The interfacing is keeping all the fabric together.
Nice.
And then you can just feed your bow back through.
Like a napkin ring.
Like a napkin ring. Like so. Ta-da!
Oh, fab!
So then what you can then do, if you're going to do Natasha's idea, you could put your little snap fastening on there and then make it an interchangeable. You could hand sew it on, you could glue it on, however you want to fix it is up to you. But that's how the bag's finished.
That looks great, doesn't it? Absolutely great. So that's $16.49 for the fabric. Beautiful.
And there's 2 projects worth in there, definitely.
Yeah, there is, isn't it? I mean, how different as well with the different fabrics. Jen, when are you back?
I'm going on a little holly bob, so I need to work it out.
Good, enjoy yourself.
Oh, I need it. So I'll be away for a week, coming back by Easter bank holiday. So I think I'm back on the Tuesday or the Wednesday after the bank holiday.
Fabulous. Have a lovely time.
I'll confirm.
Deserved rest.
Thank you.
Mrs. Lovely.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll see you soon.
Take me Easter bags with me. Right now, if you would like the Chula one, which makes it look like that, then here it is. Now, 1/2 metre of, oh, sorry, Chula, sorry, I thought you said Tilda. In my head, that's what was happening. Did I say Chula as well? Yeah, no, in my head, because I had it in my hand. Sorry, here we go. This is your frog. This is your frog prints bag. Is this still most popular? Oh no, oh, we have a different winner. $15.49, 1/2 metre of your Chula, but you do have to check out, and 1/2 metre of your deep orchid and your thread, and of course your interfacing. What is the most popular? Come on, produce Paul. I don't know which one. Which one? Where am I going next? Your favourite one, the teal and the red. I think this is very smart. Look at this. Very, very beautiful. And you've got your red thread, which is, and then your red plain fabric, which is going to bring out the red in those flowers, an absolute treat. And then you've also got your interfacing as well. Nice. Now, which one to look at next? Let's go Tilda, as that's what's in my head. So with your Tilda, 1/2 metre, this is from your Lemon Tree range. This is the most retro one that I think I've seen Tilda do. Thread to match. And then we've given you a lovely spot on one. And we can just see the beautiful finished product there. And how nicely that all works out. And of course your interfacing as well. Very lovely. Here it all is together, $17.49. Fabulous. Now, the one, of course, that we've been working with this morning is here. I think we can all agree that looks absolutely stunning. Nice, unusual colours as well in there. And so you get, now, in each of these kits, enough to make 2, if you wanted 2 like that. Interfacing thread, and then 1/2 metre of your Amy Reba, and 1/2 metre of your linear as well, and your thread and your interfacing, so you can make that. Perfect. And then the last one is, of course, your Denise Schmidt. So again, interfacing and thread. That's what it's nice to have matching thread always. This is your Denise Schmidt. This is the Forget Me Not. Yeah, it says forgetting, ironically forgetting. Yeah, and then you've got your spot on as well. That's $16.99 metre fabric, thread and interfacing. Nice. Now, tomorrow, do you want to see what's coming up tomorrow? I believe John's in tomorrow. Well, I hope so, because my electricians are in. Okay, coming up tomorrow with John Scott, we've got at 8 a.m. dressmaking tunes. Oh, he'll like that. 9 a.m. a Vogue tie neck top with Deborah Sims. Oh, so she must be feeling better. That's good. 10 a.m. is a fabric show, and then 11 a.m. is a shoulder bag, again with Deborah Sims. So that is what we've got coming up tomorrow with lovely John. He's back in the building. Do you know what? Have a little look back at the replays, you know, especially if you're doing the dressmaking. Always make a note of the day that you bought the kit from, so you can go back on YouTube and watch those demos back. Jenny's given us some fabulous top tips today with our dressmaking, so do always make a note of that. Thank you today for your company and for staying with us and buying lots of beautiful things. Enjoy that. I will be back next week. Enjoy John tomorrow. and I'll see you in a few days. Bye.
We've got something amazing coming for all fans of Tilda, as we've got a TV exclusive on Tilda's brand new book, Sunshine Sewing. We have the TV exclusive until the end of April, so get your copy from us before anywhere else and pore over Tilda's latest sewing creations. The brand new book features 3 full-size quilts as well as pillows, soft toys and fabric bowls, all made in Tilda's charming style. You'll be able to delve into 12 brand new summer projects and get inspired by her countryside themed designs. So add some sunshine into your life with Tilda's brand new book, Sunshine Sewing, available on our website now.